Yeah, we're going to throw it over to the runners. I'm actually going to intercept it. What's up, everyone? I'm spikevegeta. Hope you all have been enjoying this awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. They ran out of Galaxy 2 runners, so I'm commentating this. But it's okay because they've got Rox here, who also actually runs this game and can give some amazing commentary. Rox, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Words cannot explain how excited I am for this race. We have 4 of the best runners in the entire world to have ever touched the sticks of Super Mario Galaxy 2 here for you. Gonna show up an incredible showcase. And let's introduce them. First off, in the top left corner, we have MutantsAbyss, otherwise known as Claire. She has former world record holder in 242 greens and 120, the other major categories of this game. She's coming in here and she's gonna kill it. She's great. Go follow her, Twitch TV/MutantsAbyss. In the bottom right corner, we got the man, the myth, the legend. We got Jay. What can be said about Jay that hasn't been said about him? Took the Galaxy 1 community by storm, getting 5 out of 5 there. Decided, hey, you know what? What if we played some Galaxy 2? Got into Galaxy 2, and just absolutely revolutionized the game, taking the times down to stuff we thought was unthinkable back before he started running the game.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to see this game going well below the 3-hour mark, down into the 2:54 and 55-second mark held by Jay at the world record. To introduce the other 2 runners, we have got SuperViperT. Last time you would have seen Galaxy 2 at a GDQ, it would have been a solo run by him. That was like 20 years ago at this point. I don't even remember. But now, happy to bring it here, showcase his skills here in the new era of Galaxy 2. And last but certainly not least, we have got HardcoreGaming, a top 5 category holder in every category under the sun for both Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2. Just an absolute prodigy of Galaxy speedrunning. All 4 of these runners are ready to throw it down in this amazing speed run, Super Mario Galaxy 2, show off all the skills and show off all the new 2022 tech for y'all. With that being said, everyone, let's watch some speedrunning. Let's watch some gaming. Are we ready for our 4 runners? Thumbs up, virtue, we're good. All right, then, Rox, count it down with me from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
go.
I made sure to make that as complicated as possible by going over Discord delay. All right, we're going. But yes, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Rox, what is this game?
Oh boy, what is this game? This is Super Mario Galaxy 2. This is one of the most underrated speedruns out there. All right, when you think of one of the great speedruns that have been shown off, you think of 64, you think of Ocarina of Time, and you think of some others. You don't usually think of Galaxy 2. But we're here to prove today that this game deserves to be put in the light. And we're going to start off here in this 2D section, this little introduction. And you might notice that some runners, or at least one runner right now, has a little orange buddy following him. And if you look at Jay's screen when it's in gameplay, I guess it's just a bad time to do it while in the cutscene. He's actually using 2 controllers. And I believe all runners besides Viper will be using 2P for this run. And the second controller can do a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to do with 1P. For example, it can like hit switches from far away, it can stun enemies, it can grab coins, and we'll be pointing out the usages of that throughout the run.
Nice little piece of tech right there you're getting to see from all of our runners. For whatever reason in the Galaxy games, you might have picked it up casually. Your backwards acceleration is just nuts in the Galaxy games. So they actually like to turn around, backflip, giving them a lot of height and giving them that backwards acceleration, and then timing a jump off of the slope, giving them that extra boost to go forward. Very, very sexy stuff right there. And now we're getting into the cutscene. I'm huge. That line always sticks with me from this game. But yeah, they don't mess around with the plot too much here. You jump right into the action. They know this is Galaxy with all the other ideas they still had left over, but this game does not let it down. Again, speed tech all over the place that we're going to get to explain as we jump into our first star here in Sky Station 1. This game, to note, to get to the end of the game, we're going to have all the same goal, even though a lot of them are taking different routes. 70 stars must be obtained to get to Final Bowser and then defeat him for that 71st star, the Grand Star, and save Princess Peach and the Galaxy, I would presume.
Oh yeah, and you might have noticed, at least in this opening text sequence, that Viper is actually playing on a different version of the game than the others. The fastest version of this category is the Chinese disc version of the game, which is incredibly rare. Obviously only shipped in either Taiwan and Hong Kong, I believe. But and obviously very difficult to get in other parts of the world. But Hardcore, Jay, Claire, all playing on the Chinese version of the game. Viper's on the second fastest version of the Japanese Wii U Virtual Console version. Doesn't lose that much time overall, and it's still very viable if you want to get a good time in the run. You don't need Chinese disc. However, it is the absolute fastest version for any percent.
Yeah, so we're seeing right off. This is obviously your bread and butter. You probably did it when you played this game casually. Jump into a wall, spin before you hit it, jump off, spin again to make sure you get maximum height, and you're climbing the walls as quickly as possible. Now from here, you're going to see a mixture of triple jumps, single jumps, long jumps to just chain together good fast move from Mario.
And right here,
super sick skip.
Oh yeah, this is Luma Bounce. It only saves 2 seconds, but my god, does it look cool. You see Jay nailing it, you see Hardcore nailing it, you see all of them nailing it.
Yeah, we're
look
bouncing
at that.
back and forth between four screens. Everybody nailing it. Sexy stuff right there.
And
to
then
kind of launch you out with that gravity.
Oh, for sure. And then right here, we have collecting our first comp medal of the game. These comp medals are incredibly important because they spawn very quick stars to get later in the game. And obviously, we don't want to do slow stuff. We want to go fast stuff. That's the point. Speedrunning. You go speedy. You don't go slow. So we want the comment medals to get comments that'll spawn later in the game. And we'll get into some routing details when that occurs. Right here, cheeky little backflip to skip the planet, go all the way to launch star, heading into our first boss. This is Pee Wee Piranha. Very simple. What you're going to be seeing the runners do. Long jump or backflip, ground pound the shell, which is actually insta breaks the shell, and then shoot the star bits to kind of stun Pee-wee or like slow him down a little bit, and then do an insta hit. Fun fact, you can actually soft lock here if you shoot a star bit and hit him the same frame the cutscene starts. That soft locks the game, and you have to reset. So don't want to be seeing that.
Oh god, yeah, we don't want to see that whatsoever. We're already two of the bosses knocked out, 3 of the bosses, 4 of the bosses. Ooh, looks like Claire having to get set back up right here. Only got a minor hit on the egg before that. Again, we really want to ground pound kind of through almost like the jugular of PD Piranha right here to break open the shell in one go and then stun it and take it out. Either way though, all 4 of our players, 1 star in the bank, and I hope you enjoyed all 4 of them playing the same content, because now we're immediately going to start seeing divergences in the route. I believe Jay is the only one who's going to go off script from the other 3 at this point. I believe we'll be saying Sky Station 2 for the other 3 right now, while Jay will be going to Yoshi Star 1. Again, either way, all the routes are going to be somewhat similar sets of stars, a few preferences here and there, just on kind of how hardcore strats they want to go for. We got some text going on. Before we get to the next star, I do want to kick it over to Dad. I'm just going to call you Dad the entire time. I hope you're cool with that, because that just sounds awesome. I love you, Dad. To give us some donations, because we got to get over $70,000 to get that Resident Evil DLC in the marathon. Maxi Love's one of my good friends in the community. Want to make sure he shows off his skills tonight. What do you got for me?
Absolutely. I do have an announcement to make. We have surpassed the Outer Wilds Hotshot Shipless Showcase, so we will be seeing that after the Jack 2 run today. So very excited about that.
Let's go, gamers.
Let's go.
And we got one $15 donation from Rezi that says, very glad I get to donate this year. Great job to all the runners so far, and thank you AGDQ staff for everything you do. And thank you for everything you do.
Thank you all so much for this incredible generosity. I know we're coming up on $400,000. Let's shoot well past $400,000 during this nice, super hype, but 3-hour-long Super Mario Galaxy 2 run. Keep it coming in, everyone. Keep it coming in. As we're going into Star 2 for the gamers.
Yep, and what Jay... so the other runners are going to be doing Sky Station 2, which is a pretty self-explanatory level. Just some quick movement here and there, some cool stuff. But Jay is heading into Yoshi Star 1. This is the biggest run killer of the early game by far. What he's going to be doing is grabbing Yoshi, which is an introduction in this game that was not in Galaxy 1. Yoshi was not in Galaxy 1 at all. But this game introduced Yoshi, and while doing that, introduced a technique that we can use called infinite fluttering. Obviously not intended, but we use these infinite flutters everywhere Yoshi is available. And you'll see why they are so broken. But first off, doing these long jumps, going to be bouncing off this Luma to get launched right into this cutscene with the Magic Koopa. Going to be long jumping off of the Magic Koopa onto the little dome, getting a ground pound so we can unlock Yoshi instantly. But then right here, after he matches through this text, he's going to be starting a flutter, which is used by just alternating A and Z to making sure you can gain infinite height, and you can gain a ton of speed. And right here, we're going to show that speed off right now. He's doing it setup list. There's a berry right there. He uses Yoshi Tongue to bounce off the berry so he doesn't eat the berry, but he needs to do that in order for this trick to work. This saves 20 seconds, by the way. And boom, gets it, nails it.
Beautifully done.
Beautiful
Even
stuff there
up
from
on
Jhay.
that upper shelf right there. Beautiful optimization by Jhay. Like you were talking back there, Rox, that just kind of alternating between crouching on Yoshi and then releasing the crouch and starting to flutter, resetting that every single time. If you ever mess up your timing, instead of infinite fluttering, you will launch off of Yoshi into the abyss, and there's a lot of empty space here in Galaxy, so they got to make sure they don't ever mess up that timing. Do it some more infinite flutters to climb up this elevator section, knock open the star, and y'all know what it is. We're using Yoshi for infinite fluttering, but the classic usage. We're going to get up here. We're going to launch off of him, get the star. Yoshi, you don't get to be a part of the cutscene, but I do get the star instead. Well done by Jhay. And that whole time, also Sky Station 2, that one's also cool by our other 3 runners. Yeah, we'll try to keep you up with kind of where the mistakes are happening, where, you know, the kind of how they're keeping up with each other routing. But it looks like all 3 of our other runners going the more standard route here with Sky Station 2, having it pretty clean, all pretty close to each other, avoiding that bonsai bill as he comes over. If he hits you, I'm sure none of them hit the checkpoint back there. You fall and you lose like an hour. They would actually have to be forced to forfeit right now and would be out of the race. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, they would not be able to finish the race under estimate, that's for sure. Yeah. But however, none of that happened. We're all good. But the other 3 runners heading into Yoshi Star 1, doing that very perilous skip, while Jhay heads into Yoshi Star 2, and we're going to see another use of fluttering to skip not just one planet, but the entire level. We're going straight from the first, like, little hallway, not a hallway, it's outdoors. You know what I mean, little walkway thing. Right to the boss planet.
I'm on the journey with you. It's good. It's good.
Right to the boss planet by getting a very precise angle and using Yoshi to flutter all the way back. Yoshi mechanics fluttering is very, very weird. The only way you get speed is by going backwards or sideways, but the optimal way to get speed is like a backwards diagonal angle. And with that camera change, it's very difficult to keep that backwards diagonal angle. And if you hold forward at all while, like, the way Yoshi's facing forward, if you hold that way, you lose all of your speed. Boom, done, speed gone. And that is obviously not what you want to see. And another thing about Yoshi fluttering is that you only get your speed for around 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, Yoshi just stops moving horizontally. You can still move vertically, so moving vertically is very easy as Yoshi if you just continue fluttering. While Hardcore having to set up here for the Yoshi Star 1 flutter.
Yeah, we've got 3 of our runners all going for the infinite flutters right now. Let's see if they can all match Jay's success here in Yoshi Star 1. Hardcore able to get it onto the planet.
Claire nailing it as well, and Viper.
Viper is airborne, and his butt has touched the planet. All 4 of our players nailing Yoshi Star 1. That's the first flutter you do in the run, and it's honestly one of the most challenging. So I'm sure all 4 runners having a little bit of a sigh of relief right there, saying, okay, I got the first one.
Oh, for sure. And
we'll be moving on to Yoshi Star 2 and that big infinite flutter as well. You were going to say, Rox.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you miss that flutter at the start of a no reset of a 3-hour category, that not only just, like, you know, obviously hurts your time in the end, it hurts your mindset for the rest of the run. You don't want to be starting off a 3-hour no reset with a major time loss. So good on them for getting it first try. And we're going to be moving on. So obviously the runners not named Jhay are going to be heading to Yoshi Star 2. And we'll get into the details of the fight, because the fight actually does have a lot of tech within it itself, while Jay's heading into Spin Dig 1, which introduces our first newly introduced power-up of the game, the Spin Drill. Spike, would you like to introduce what the Spin Drill does a little bit?
Yeah, Spin Drill, I mean, like, it does, it's self-explanatory. You think, you grab it, and then you can start drilling, like, inside of planets and going up and down planets and whatnot. Obviously, once you have it, while that is cool, your movement is greatly reduced. You can't do really anything else other than stop and use it to drill into things. The only way to get rid of it is to go into a launch star or take damage. So right here off the bat, Jay's saying, I don't want to get that drill power up yet. I'm just going to triple jump up to the top of this plane, completely skip over it.
Mm-hmm. And then right here,
over to room 2. And yeah, this one, super cool.
This is tricky. All right, so right here, we're going to be doing a homing ground pound into the drill to get a ton of momentum heading into this tall dirt pillar, which we can actually clip in by doing that little jump right there. And you might be saying, oh, what about that comet medal that's just sitting right there? Don't we need to get that? I thought we needed comet medals. Oh, don't worry. We got a super cool strat coming up here from Jhay, doing, first off, getting rid of the drill by heading to the launch star, but not going into it yet. right here is going to grab the launch star and then doing this incredibly precise triple jump to get back up to the launch star. Because you can't actually wall jump off that dirt pillar, and he nailed it. Brilliant stuff right there.
Brilliant stuff. And now we have got both Super Viper and Claire getting into the boss arena as well.
Yep, and the fight here is a little difficult just in general. So what they're going to be doing is going with Yoshi, grabbing the first Spiny, going off the stage, and dismounting with him back on the stage. At least you saw most of the runners do that. Viper opting to stay with Yoshi, much safer, doesn't lose much at all. And, oh, Viper is using 2B, I am mistaken. But this last phase, we're going to be trying to go for an early hit to skip a section by grabbing a Spiny and then refreshing the other Spiny to grab it as well, and then waiting for him to do his little poundy drum thingy on his cloud, and then after that happens, shoot Spiny while he goes back to the, while he like floats back into midair, and right as that happens, hit him. Brilliant fights all around.
Yeah, well done by all of our runners, getting through the boss fight, snagging each of their respective 4th stars, as Jay is doing his own boss fight. There's a little bit of RNG with this boss, where once again, we don't want to lose the drill necessarily, but we want him to ideally jump on top of us. It's a 50-50 whether he jumps left or right. This just allows you to skip some phases of the fight. A little scary there for Jay, sitting here on 1 HP, but should be able to slip through both of the enemies, drill through, and knock out the boss. Now, as we're heading to our next star collectively for each of our 4 runners, Dad, can you read me a soliloquy? Do we have any good donations in there?
Absolutely. And let's get a quick update. Now that we have met that Outer Wilds incentive, the next one coming up is that bonus game for Resident Evil, and we need just over $70,000 for that to be met. So let's get one in there. And we have $100 from Templar that says, Super Mario Galaxy, let's go.
Let's go, indeed.
Let's go. Oh, no, yeah, please read me another one.
Absolutely.
Stupid. Please go.
We got $50 from Anonymous that said, found out this existed thanks to Jay. Thank you for introducing me to so many awesome speedrunners. This stream absolutely made my evening. Good luck to all.
Well done, everyone. Keep those donations coming in. We're seeing our runners going again through Spin Dig 1, doing that same, like, kind of almost diagonal spin dig into the planet right here to skip out 2 of the little back and forths, going straight up to the Luma. You're going to be seeing the same thing here from Hardcore. Like Rock so lovely said earlier, you need to actually get a triple jump from the corner, which is really hard on that lack of momentum to get up there because that planet cannot be wall kicked off of. Super, super cool routing right there to get in that Comet Metal and cut out even more of those little slow spin dig back and forths.
And right here on Hardcore's screen, what you're going to be seeing is him using his star bits. Well, he's going to be going to first person on this toad ship right here. This next planet. It's not really a planet, it's just a toad ship. But you're going to first person, and if you shoot Toad with the star bits and stun him, he doesn't talk to you at all. So we're just gonna like shoot him a little bit, then he doesn't talk to us. And Captain Toad's great and all, but we don't really want to talk to him too much. It's kind of just slowing us down. So we're just gonna skip him, head right to the fight. But on Jay's screen, we're seeing right side down 1. This is one of the most difficult levels in the run, especially in the early game. The gimmick here is that you're supposed to hit these switches that allow you to switch the gravity. We don't need that at all. We can just do some really precise movement to jump right past it. You're gonna see a super cool strat up here. These are the crate skips. And introduce the Fire Flower, which is a staple in all Mario games. But right here, boom, getting those crates super quickly. And then right here, going through the first one, super clean.
God, that's always scary, because anyone doesn't know, that's not 1 damage, that's all of the damage. That is a squish death if any of those crates land on him. Now into that beautiful triple jump to get up here on top of this wall, skip over all that crap we don't want to have to play through, and then enter back into the 2D field right as you're about to land on the star and home into it. Very nicely done by Jay as our runners finishing up the Spin Dig 1 boss as well.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely incredible stuff from the runner so far. All of them are in very solid runs right now, I must say.
Yeah,
however,
already 5 stars apiece for them. They are on great pace.
And for those who don't know, there are 71 stars we need to collect in the game to beat the game. 70 to unlock the final Bowser. very reminiscent of Super Mario 64. And it's not the first, that's not the only thing reminiscent of Super Mario 64 in this game, but we'll get there later in the run.
Once we get a little deeper in there, yeah. Jay going back into same planet right here, same galaxy. We're going to be doing that backflip and then the reset right there by bouncing off of the Goomba. Just kind of reset your fall velocity right there to keep the momentum going all the way cleanly falling into that flower. With the optimization of this star right here, it's another one of those, these are kind of infamous for a lot of people when they first play the game. Got to break all these crates in the time limit. I always thought this was the harder of the two crate breaks to optimize because they have to hit all of the notches on the stick in order to just stand in the middle and break all of these.
Oh, for sure. And you're going to see some 2P usage here. Because 2P... Oh, that was clean! 15?
That was filthy. Someone arrest this man.
Oh, my God. 15 is an insane time to get. But you're going to be seeing some of the runners use some 2P usage to actually get some of the boxes if they miss it.
That was disgusting. that was
filthy.
I'm sorry, Chad. My God. But yeah, again, going through this galaxy right here, like Rox was saying, the gimmick, they want you to flip the gravity over and over and over again. We're never going to do that. I just love when developers give us game mechanics and we say, I don't want to use them because it's faster. That being said, as we're about to go into Fluffy Bluff, let's get another quick 2 donations, Dad.
Absolutely, Spike. We've got $47 from Crazy Mario Galaxy Lover. Aptly named, had to donate for one of my favorite childhood games. Loving the event so far and wish the best of luck to Hardcore Gaming and all the other racers involved. And then we've also got a $1,000 donation from Steven that says, what's up?
Hi, Steven.
Yo, Steven, what's up, man?
$1,000. Hey.
SuperViperT, absolutely terrifying right there, fitting under these crates. And now we get the coolest power-up in the Galaxy games, the Cloud Suit.
This is the Cloud Suit. So the way the Cloud Suit works is that you have 3 clouds falling behind you, just chilling there, and you can use all 3 of them to usually just, get like an extra jump in midair and like be able to float a little bit. However, we're going to be using these clouds in much more different ways than probably what was intended. Because these clouds, they give you a boost of momentum whenever they're built. And the way momentum works in this game is that if something gives you momentum under you, that momentum is stored with Mario, and Mario can just kind of like, use that momentum to go further. So in this coming planet on Jay's screen, you're going to see some absolutely insane movement, which you would never think is possible otherwise. We're doing multiple very frame-tight inputs. Not exactly frame-perfect, but they're very tight to get. I believe it's 5 frames for what is about to occur with the cloud side flip. And you'll see right here, he's going to get out of the cloud, side flip. He's going to be using the backflips to get to this next cloud. He's using a cloud-boosted backflip to get a little higher. He's going to be heading up here, grabbing this next one, keep going up, and then a little bit of a stumble there, but not too bad at all. Definitely still very clean.
Super, super well done. It's a common misperception if you maybe don't watch a lot of Galaxy speedrunning that you would think, oh, the movement's going to be like, there's some cool skips here and there, but the movement is not necessarily like sexy like you see in games like SM64, Sunshine Odyssey. We are here to prove that wrong today. My God, you can do such cool, clean movement all over the place. Saw that there with the climb with Jay. That kind of instantly making the cloud and then canceling any float afterwards and immediately going to the next side flip, back flip, whatever it needs to be, utilizing wall kicks to extend your height a little bit further. Very, very fun stuff. All 4
and
runners, talking to the bank toad soon.
Yeah, right here, we're going to see the first usage of the bank toad. Which is kind of like, not necessarily a new game plus mechanic, but it's a way where you can transfer star bits over from file to file. And we use this to actually unlock levels that we would have to like grind star bits for anyways, because throughout the world map, there are these hungry Lumas that need, I am hungry, give me 1,000 star bits and I'll give you a galaxy. And a lot of those galaxies have a lot of very quick stars. And so what we use is the bank toad to actually unlock some of the galaxies so we don't have to play some of the super long galaxies, especially in World 6. But right here on Jay's screen, this is Fluffy Bluff 1 skip. Usually you have to go through a bunch of planets. There's a Cosmic Cove section, Cosmic Clone section. But we can just use the clouds, some cloud boosted long jumps to float all the way over here. And then right here, some incredibly cool movement at the end. You have to go up, right? Well, yeah, boom, there's a cloud side flip. Look how much height and speed you get. And the cloud boosted long jump right onto another cloud, into the other cloud, another cloud boosted long jump right into the little monkey man over here, the chimp, as is known. He's just the coolest character. It's just the chimp. Can't go wrong with the chimp.
No, he will be providing a lot of quick, well, maybe not quick, quick enough that will do them, mini game stars later on the run. I also want to note, just watching, again, Rox, you talked a little bit about our players are actually playing with 2 controllers. They're playing in 2-player right now. And there's a lot of little benefits to that. You can see some of the one of the more minor things is just being able to like grab coins from far away and bring them over to you. Just being able to cut out a little bit of extra movement you would have to do to get to the 100 coins necessary for this given star right now.
Oh yeah, and we're going to see a lot more usage of the 2P grabbing coins to save time later, especially in some purple coin levels that we're going to see, because the cool thing about the co-star Luma is that it can grab coins while you're just like kind of walking away. So you don't have to, as the player, go to the coins that are kind of out of the way. You can make your co-star Luma do that for you, and that saves a lot of time. But right here, we have our first Hungry Luma we gotta feed. It's 300 star bits for Flip Swap, and Flip Swap is another one of those notorious early game run killers, at least on the route that Jay's doing, because of a strat that we lovingly call silly jumps. And silly jumps are another one of those momentum abuse type things, kind of like similar to the cloud, but instead we're actually going to be using these flip panels. So the red and blue flip panels, the gimmick is that every time you shake, the flip panels flip from blue to red. As you can see, it's like completely flat and it just flips. Pretty simple stuff, right? We're going to be using the momentum from the flipping platform to launch ourselves further into the level by doing some like incredibly long jumps. Right here off the bat, this first one's honestly, in my opinion, the hardest one. And as you can see, Jay not getting it first try, but nailing it there. Look how much height you get. You go flying. It's one of the coolest things in this game. Absolutely. You just soar through the level.
It's so cool. I think it's some of the coolest tech in this run. Like you said, you have to walk off, and then as it's flipping up, that's where you get your spin into the long jump. Very, very cool stuff. Already, Jay, at the end of this level, also utilizing 2P to stun some of those obstacles. You have to go by some of those electricity-based gates right there. So you're going to be seeing more of like stunning of enemies and objects and whatnot throughout the run for more benefits from the 2-player motion.
Oh yeah, the 2P, it's a lot of very minor stuff, but my goodness, that adds up very quickly throughout the run. But right here, we have the first grand star of the run. This is Fiery Flotilla. And Fiery Flotilla, well, the first part is fairly simple. There's actually a rather large trick that's very simple to do. But the fight itself is just not fun. And we'll see a little convergence of the round. It's so difficult to do fast. And we're going to be seeing the runners do their best attempt here to get into the Gobblegut. And usually the casual strat is have Gobblegut eat the ground, go through the floor, have his little belly bulges, I think they're called. Like they kind of get stuck, and you can spin them to hurt them. However, we're going to be trying to do them in midair while Gobblegut is just floating above us. But right here, some super cool movement to get to the Comet Medal, which is right on top of that swamp over there. Cheeky little triple jump to get onto the swamp, backflipping off of it to get on top of it, and usually you're supposed to go to that section where that checkpoint is. There's some gravity stuff, and then it sends you to like a launch pad to get you to the platform. Instead, we're going to go all the way over here, long jump off, and get taken by the gravity field into the cutscene. And right here, we have a little bit of a sync on Jay and Hardcore's end.
Yeah, right on top of each other. Again, you're going to be seeing the routing's going to be a little all over the place for all 4 runners. We will do our best as commentators to keep you somewhat informed about who is in the lead at any given time. I think right now it is just down to routing preference. I don't think there's a lot of difference between our 4 runners. Claire also into the boss fight. We've got Super Viper right here, ground pounding
right behind.
the plant. All 4 of them going to be taken on. He's got 6 bulbs. They're going to be first going for bulbs 5 and 6, immediately long jumping out and taking care of 5. Immediately backflipping and taking out 6, and then immediately jumping up again to take care of 1. Now we've just got 2, 3, and 4. We're going to try to bait down Gobblegut just a little bit towards us so we can get in range of Mario, and then jump up for a quick 2, 3, 4. Let's see if all 3 runners can get it. The long jump into 2, the backflip into 3.
Oh, Hardcore missing it.
Yeah,
But Jay having a super clean fight. Yeah, super clean fight from Jay there, though. While Hardcore... The unfortunate part about this fight is that once you mess it up, there's not really a backup. You just have to kind of do the casual strat, which is just bait them in and then just hit the bulb. And that's kind of a theme for a lot of strats in this game. This is one of the most punishing speed games out there. If you mess up a strat, it is so difficult to back it up. You either die and lose a minute, or you're just running around with your head chopped off, like a chicken with its head chopped off, which I think is the saying. Trying to figure out what to do. We got there in the end.
Yeah, looking like all around solid. Hardcore had to back up for 1 hit right there, but not losing too much time. All 4 runners very, very tight coming out of World 1, making their way to World 2 of 6 here. And again, we say 70 stars is the goal amount they need to get to in order to get to Final Bowser. There will be checkpoints at the end of each world in order to move on to the final boss of each world. So there are other markers they need to land on there.
But right now, nice little Grand Star cutscene. We got a little bit of time for the next level. Hey there, I'm Dad. Throw us a couple of donations.
Hey, you bet. And just so everyone knows, we are just less than $4,000 from hitting 400,000 total for the event this far. So let's keep that up. We've got $500 from Mott. And I know y'all mentioned this was technically a co-op race with 2 controllers, right? So they say, since this is a double co-op race, what do you call the run when it's a co-op between a very experienced and very inexperienced runner? 90%. I'll see myself out. We've got one more from Moose. Gets $25. It says, thanks, Hey There, I'm Dad. Wanted to donate while you were on. Alex says hi too. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. And that's a grandma to you, Spike, by the way.
Oh, okay. I was making sure I've got like all the lineage laid out properly that we're doing throughout.
We'll discuss the family tree
all the
later.
lore.
Thank you, Dad. You can call me son if you want. We are like right now. We're a family in here together. I don't know, Chad. It's getting weird. Let's play some Super Mario Galaxy 2 as we go into Puzzle Plank. You know what's not weird? Puzzle Plank's absolute banger of a track. One of my favorite tracks in the game.
Oh, it's so good. It's incredible. But unfortunately, we're going to be speeding past this level. We're going to do it as little as possible. And one of the things we're going to be doing right here is this cool triple jump off this ramp to skip those 2 saw blades coming down, as you just saw on Jay's screen right there. And then over here, just another more long jump, just skipping some sections. Pretty simple movement heading to the end. You got to make sure not to fall off, because the last checkpoint you get, I don't think you even get a checkpoint. Don't fall off. But right here, this last planet right here is really wonky. What the goal is to like ground pound the planks into the puzzle, very aptly named. But sometimes you can actually get like a double ground pound, but hits the thing twice, which obviously saves times. We're not really sure, like no one knows what causes that. It just kind of happens sometimes, and we just roll with it. But yeah, it's cool, I guess.
It's like some like weird frame rate thing. It just sometimes gives you double hits. For all intents and purposes, like these are 4 of the absolute best Galaxy 2 runners in the world. They'll all tell you, I don't know what's happening. If they get it, don't be impressed by it. They didn't mean to do it. It just happened. But now we've got going into the boss fight right here. It's dead.
Boss, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's
it. It's 2 of them. Mario's reign of terror continues. Takes out the kid, then takes out the parent. It's all right. Bugs are gone. That's great. Yeah, bugs suck. Cool. With that being said, before we go to the next start, let's read another donation because I want to get Maxi Loeb's run in tonight of that Resident Evil DLC.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Creepy Gar that says, I had to donate to this great cause with all my best buddies running at this event again. Have to donate to Team Chilling for using the awesome me.
Huge shout out to Creepygar. Creepygar is a very prominent Galaxy 1 runner, full world record holder, and a very prominent member of the Galaxy community. And honestly, one of my personal best friends. I love Creepygar. And I don't know if you saw earlier, Hardcore is using the Creepygar me in homage of him. So, yeah, shout out to Creepygar. But anyway, we're heading to... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right. We got $25 from Rox. It says, greetings from the commentary booth. These 4 runners are some of my best friends in the entire world, and I'm so excited to be part of this run. Super proud of all of you. I love you all. Thought I'd sneak that in there as you were giving your shout-outs, too. So thank you, Rox.
Yeah,
shout outs to me.
Let's get some claps in chat for Rox. Absolutely killing it here on commentary. God, I don't like to imagine this run with just me in the booth. That'd be a problem. Rox actually knowing what's happening in this game. As we now go into another one of the super cool power-ups of the game, the Yoshi Dash Pepper right here. You can see them kind of extending some of it, having some fun there, jumping around with it. And you're going to be grabbing one Dash Pepper here, and then there will be another one a little ways up the ramp. You're going to see Jay delay grabbing it, barely riding up this left side. And then having Yoshi's tongue reach back like a mile. It's amazing how long that thing is. In order to extend the usage of this Dash Pepper, giving you a refresh.
Yeah, and another really funny thing that you can do with the Dash Pepper is that the momentum you get from it, woo, like you just saw Jay there with these ramps, you can jump super high just off of ramps. And right here, we're heading into the Flutter. This saves a ton of time. This is actually the JDA version of Flutter, which is the difficult version. It saves a little bit more time. But the standard version, you can just stop, flutter over. It's the easiest flutter in the game. If you want to get into this game, learn this flutter. And you should all get
focus,
this game.
Everyone. It's time to yeet.
Yeet! Right to the star. Right here, Hardcore messed with the JDA flutter. And just going to do the normal setup. Just turn sideways, hold up right, boom. You go right to the planet you need to go.
Yeah, because then, like we talked about earlier, you actually need to be holding kind of, almost imagine to the back legs of Yoshi. You can't be holding forward or it doesn't work. But now Hardcore coming up. Yeet! Yo, can we get any of our 4 runners to just launch directly into the star? I need this.
No, here we go. We got Viper coming up here.
Yeah, let's go, Viper. And I know Viper is in 3rd place right now, but that was much cooler. Oh, we got
and the ledge grab
right there.
That was a little saucy.
Play.
The little mix up there.
By the way, if you go back and watch any of that chat, you can see Yoshi absolutely getting launched into next Tuesday. It's really, really cool. Which is nuts because it's Tuesday right now. So that's an entire week in the future. Anyways, moving on.
Talk about going light speed. Right now, we got a little bit of another route change here. We got Jay heading into Boulder Bowl, and Boulder Bowl introduces the Rock Mushroom, which very recently got some insane tech found with it, and that is the infinite rock jumps. So, at least consistent infinite rock jumps. They've been known about for a while, but my God, were they not possible until semi-recently, where we found a consistent stuff. We're not going to see it right here, though. Instead, what we're going to do is shake before heading on this ramp, so the ramp cutscene doesn't trigger, skipping the next planet entirely onto this planet right here, which heads you right into the boss, Rolodillo. And right here, I have to take the time to shout out an incredible multi-Mario, and now Galaxy 2 runner. He's on the grind. Rodeo. I just think it's a really funny coincidence that the name of the star is Rock and Rolodillo, and I'm Rox, and one of my best friends in the Galaxy community is Rolodillo. So there's just a really funny coincidence here. But we can cheese this boss kind of by not letting him see us, and then rolling around, hitting his back so he doesn't go into his charging rolling animation.
Yeah, you kind of ideally, I almost say you want to aim for right under his armpit where Jay is going right there. That kind of gives you the optimal angle to where he never knows he's in a boss fight and he never starts up his attacks again.
Yep, and a little bit of miss angle there, but not too bad. This is one of the few things it's pretty easy to back up if you have a bad angle. The other runners are actually in Cosmic Cove right now, Cosmic Cove 1, and you're going to see them collecting coins to feed this Hungry Luma over here. But they're not actually going to go into the star that the Hungry Luma spawns. This is because it's actually faster to go into the star later due to the position of the Comet Medal that you saw them grab earlier and where the Hungry Luma is. It's just kind of out of the way to do Cosmic Cove 1 without getting the Hungry Luma, because the Hungry Luma is right in the way of where you need to go for Cosmic Cove 1. But the goal is to collect 15 coins. Pretty simple stuff. Boom. Unlock the star.
Nicely done by our runners. I'm trying to remember if this is where the optimization happens where you get the little warp up or not. I know it's after 15 stars, I want to say. You kind of routing a little warm up for Jay right now.
Oh yeah, routing in this game is actually, you might not think it's that crazy. It hurts my brain so much.
There's so many little factors you have to consider for what order you do the stars in.
Yeah, very specific stars spawn very specific comets, which obviously are good because comets are typically a lot faster to do. But also, even like the overworld routing, sometimes you get the letter from Mailtoad, which warps you up to the top from the bottom of the airship, or not the face ship, where you're in that little engine area where all the power-up showcases. But you can get warped up from the top. There's a Toad letter there. There's some crazy routing. It's very complicated. If you want to get interested, I recommend joining the Galaxy Discord, asking around the routing channel. We have some brilliant minds in that routing channel. Huge shout out to JDA7, who's the main router of this game and has been for the past forever, as long as I can remember. So, huge shout out to JDA.
Now, talking a little bit about this next star that Jay's going to go into. It's our next Hungry Luma-based star going here into Honey Bloom. And this is one that, like, if you're familiar with this game, you might say, oh, this is the bee suit. Isn't the bee suit super, super slow? You're right.
Yes.
So we're not going to use it for most of this star. You're going to see Jay go in. This is like textbook. If you want to see, I know, chat, you've heard me say it a lot, but it's sexy. Galaxy 2 movement. Watch it right here, chaining all that momentum together off of that initial flick off of the vine. And now going to be going in. There's the bee suit. Not going to use it. Going to try to jump around and get these frame-specific jumps off of the clouds and the flowers, buffering out that side flip right there. Going to be making his way over, getting this Comet Medal, holding the other enemy with two-player right there, and able to wrap his way around, not having to use that slow B power-up, but having to get it here. Otherwise, you're going to die. You need that in order to get through the next section.
Yeah. It's not to be misspoken how difficult those jumps on the clouds are. You have a 5-frame window to jump off the cloud in this game without the B-suit, before it, implodes into a million, or I guess no pieces, because it's gone. But it's very difficult to time that, so really, really great job on Jay for getting through that perfectly fine. And you saw the other runners do Kungfufruitcup S, which is a fairly simple level. We already unlocked the Luma. We just got to go get into the planet, and then we sniped the bunny that we have to chase with the Starbit, and that actually manipulates it to come towards Mario instead of, running away and having to chase the bunny, which is always a pain.
Yeah, right there. Jay going into the last section here, going to be using the B power-up. Nice little boost he's getting off of jumping off those flowers right there.
A big part of this game and the movement is momentum conservation. Being able to take momentum from objects that you're standing on or just different environments from the level you're in and transforming it into Mario speed. That is a huge aspect of both the Galaxy game speedrunning, and will be seen throughout the entire thing.
There's an incredible amount of optimization going on right there. And if you go back and just watch little sections of this run, especially with two-player involved, we haven't really brought this up. You might say, how are they playing with two-player? They have got two controllers stuck together. Right there, you see Jay showing off. It's a nice little combo meal right there. You got the burger and the fries, and that is how they are controlling all of this. That is way more complicated than you would even think it is.
Yeah, you might think
to get through this run quickly, to keep enemies stunned, to grab coins and bring them to you when you need them for damage boosts and whatnot. Keeping cycles on where you need them to go.
Oh yeah, you might think this is a 4-player run. No, this is actually an 8-player run with 4 runners using 2 controllers. Obviously, that just adds up to 8, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is how math works. Actually, 4 times 2. I love it. We have 8 people showcasing their skills right now. All 4 of them and all of their little siblings helping them out play through Super Mario Galaxy 2. It turns out one of them no, just my little brother's just here helping me out. It's great.
A true co-op run. But we have another route change here. We have Claire doing Boulder Bowl 1 earlier than the other 2 runners, Hardcore and Viper. And that is for a route change that will be seen later on in the run that I'll get to. Routing scheme, like I said earlier, incredibly complicated stuff, and I would spend probably around the next 6 hours explaining why everything works the way it does. So I'm going to spare you that, because no one wants to hear me talk for more than I need to. When it comes to routing stuff. But anyway, we're heading into the next level. For Jay, that's Cosmic Cove. For Viper and Hardcore, that's Honey Bloom 1, which is, you're going to see a very similar strats that you saw Jay do. It's just kind of like a little switch up. Jay did Honey Bloom before Cosmic Cove. The rest do Cosmic Cove before Honey Bloom.
Yep. So you're going to be seeing again, like I said, the different order, but we have now seen all of these stars again. Take note as Jay is coming up on the bunny, how he's going to blast it, and the bunny's actually going to run right into our arms, the adorable little creature that has one of our stars. But Dad, I'm going to give it to you to read off a bunch of donations as we just kind of tread each of our opponent's own territories here and get us closer and closer to that Resident Evil DLC bonus run. Let's hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big announcement, we have actually surpassed $400,000 for the week. So thank you so much, chat and everyone, for the donations going to a great cause. And that was powered by one of our incentives later for Fez being met. So a $5,000 incentive challenge for Fez to play as Sonic has been met as a result. So look at that.
Oh, unbelievable, chat.
Oh, for
Absolute
sure.
legends.
And you're not going to want to miss that Fez run. Fez is an incredible game, for sure. And I think, Dad, you can keep going. You have a little bit more time.
Yeah, of course. We have a $25 donation from AGDQ that just says hi. Less than 3.
Hi, hello there.
Yeah. We've got a $50 from Mr. Shadowant that says, "You've convinced me. Investing in Mario Cloud services for my small business. Thank you."
All right, so Hardcore and Viper at the very end of Honey Bloom 1 here. You saw them do some incredibly clean movement earlier. And just at the end here, another usage of 2P that we're going to see is them freezing the, or not even, we're just going to be shooting starbits at them. We're going to be doing that because it's actually faster to not have any starbits leaving the level. Because of Bank Toad, we don't need any starbits for the entire run. And actually, if you get any starbits leaving the level, then those starbits create a text box. And obviously that text box, you don't want to see, it loses time. Same thing with coins. You don't want to be collecting any coins at the end of the level. So starbits and coins, we're going to be trying to be avoiding, obviously some of them you can't really avoid. But for the most part, we're going to be trying to be avoiding them at all times.
I don't know if he would necessarily call it, he backed it up or anything, but Super Viper, a terrifying moment right there because, again, when you're Mario, you're not supposed to be able to stand on the clouds and whatnot. So he accidentally got nicked there by one of the enemies, started falling down, was able to save himself and make his way back up. Lost a little bit of time, did not lose a lot of time, though, by falling down into the abyss. Deathless runs all around, just making sure I jinx all 4 of our runners. It's now going to be non-stop deaths, and which very well could happen. There are some incredibly difficult skips and tricks they're going to be doing all
Oh yeah, this run is not over until it is over. It's, like I said earlier, this is one of the most punishing speed games. If one mistake can lose a runner years of time. Literal years. Like they age like 8 years in that time loss. Yeah, it's really
it's
bad.
So rough. We're so sorry for them. But Jay back here still picking up one more star as our other 3 runners are going into the second boss of the run, the first of the Bowser levels. And yeah, some very, very tricky damage boosting they're going to be.
Yep, and a large usage of 2P as you're going to see on Claire's side, because as you see, Hardcore has that the 6-up. Because you actually need 4 health to do the strat that is going to be doing. Not this one. This is just a quick little damage boost. You can do that with 3 health. It's not too bad. Just got to make sure to land on it. Turning the camera, because the Womp cycles are actually better if you turn the camera. Because look at this. Just freeze the dude, and you just walk on by. Because like in a lot of Nintendo games, if things aren't on the screen, they don't exist. So we change the camera, keep them off screen, keep them from existing. And then when we need them to, boom, they exist, and boom, the cycles are good. But right here, we're going to see a very, very difficult strat right here. These are the statue jumps at the end of Lava Lair, skipping a whole auto-scroller. Boom, boom. And then right here, we land on that, which actually makes sure so the next time we land on the platform, which is that statue, we can long jump off of it, long jump off the next one, make it super clean. And right here, Claire making it as well. You saw her hold a coin through the entirety of the level just for that, so she didn't have to grab the 6-up and get the 6-up text. Viper opting to grab the 6-up. His attempted statue jumps right now. If you die here, you lose so much time. It's really bad. But all of them nailing it so far, super clean, heading into the first Bowser fight of the run.
First of 3 times we'll be taking on Bowser in this run at the end of Worlds 2, 4, and 6. While they're getting up to that fight, Jay running through the level as well. I believe elects not to pick up the 6 health. Right there. Wastes just a little bit of time with the text box. So instead what he's going to be doing is like we were seeing with Claire earlier, going to grab a coin, hold it with the 2P back there, and then start damage boosting, then give him the coin, and now he's able to carry that health all the way down to the arena. Like Rox was saying, keeping the camera flip to give you a more advantageous camera angle with these swamps. Like you say, it's not on screen. It does not exist. Holding out the other one so he has a good platform to kick off of to get that Comet Medal there, and now has to go to the other damage boost of this level. Jumping off, because we are speedrunners, we can't just wait around for things to automate for us. We've got to instead jump out and you already go halfway into it. Grabbing that other coin, holding it, taking this double lava bounce right here, and then long jumping off of that statue, terrifying stuff with 1 health. Again, Rock's saying, would have aged him many a year, but Jay able to nail it, and now all 4 of our runners will be into the Bowser fight, where mostly what they're just trying to go for here is optimization of getting his fist to land on the planet in the optimal spot, where as soon as you ground pound on one of these meteors, it will land directly on the arm and give you that quickest hit possible. Other than that, though, again, for the most part, just going through, waiting for Bowser to, take out that spicy breath. Let's hear some donations, Dad, until we get on to our next world.
Absolutely. Embrace yourselves for this one. We have $6,000 from Adam.
Adam, legend.
Had to donate during the game that basically defined my childhood. Here's enough star bits for the best Bank Toad costume. So thank you, Adam.
Bank Toad costume.
And
That's interesting.
We've got one more too, and this is actually just a reference to the again. We've got a little bit under $70,000 to meet that bonus game for Resident Evil Village, Shadow of Rose, and we have a $5 hype train for under 5 hours to go to meet that. So one more for the $5 bonus game train. So choo-choo, chat. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, let's get that Resident Evil incentive met. Maxi Lobes, obviously one of the great faces of speedrunning, one of the great voices of speedrunning, one of the great hairs of speedrunning.
Oh, yes. That's the real shout-outs.
That's for sure. You just don't want to miss it just for the hair alone. So make sure we get Maxi's run in for sure. Please, please, please donate for that. But Dad,
Dad hit me with 2 more quick donations before we get into World 3.
Gotcha. We had $25 from Hi-Fi. Hey guys, I'm really proud of you all. Glad to be friends with so many cool people who are showing off a game that for a lot of people is their favorite game. Love from Ireland, #chilling. And $10 from Galactic, one of the best speed games with some of the best runners. What a sight. I also want to shout out my buddy Rox, who's doing great work in the commentary booth.
Thank you, Stick. Huge shout outs to both of those people. Hi-Fi MK was just a great friend of the Galaxy community. Love him to death. And that Galactic, former world record holder in the Green Stars category, a top runner in all the categories. Absolutely make sure to check him out, twitch.tv/Galactic. One of my best friends. I love him to death. So huge shout outs to Stick. Anyway, we're heading into World 3. It might look like Jay's a little bit behind. That's not true at all. There's a little bit of a routing difference. I feel like I'm going to keep bringing that up a lot. Routing in this game is crazy, and all these runners are doing different routes, aside from, I believe, Hardcore and Viper are doing the same. But the rest, different routes, so the lead may not be what it seems. And like Spike was saying earlier, we'll be doing our best to keep you informed as in who's in the lead right now, but it is very difficult to tell because they've done many different stars of different lengths. But we're heading to Cloudy Court 1. This is one of the most terrifying levels in the run, and for good reason. It's going to be, Hardcore almost falling there. Using the cloud power up to its fullest extent. You can see those cloud boosted long jumps to get all the way to this drum over here to grab another cloud. And instead of going, taking the launch star, going down to the planet, what we're going to be doing is getting up here and just long jumping all the way over here to this planet. Just flying over and grabbing this cloud over here. You have to be really careful not to get hit by that Octumba. If that Octumba hits you, you're falling all the way down. It's just a miserable feeling. But right here, this 2D section is one of the most hardest sections to optimize in the entire run. Doing a triple jump through the cloud to get the refill. Up here, doing the cloud side flips to get up. Doing a cloud long jump through the cloud so we get the momentum and the refill of the cloud. Another one to get up here, and then long jumping through, so we skip that bottom section, long jumping through the cloud again, getting another refill, and right here we're going to be going for a cycle skip, which is really difficult, really precise. We're going to be grabbing the Comet Medal, long jumping back onto the cloud spawn, getting back up, and incredibly clean stuff from Hardcore Gaming 07 right there. As well as Claire.
Yeah.
Both of them crazy.
Well done by our runners. That is a super, super terrifying section, like you say. Very easy to get squished if you're not able to keep up. You got Super Viper keeping it a little close right there, but still able to nail it and collect his next star of the run.
Yep, and if you fail that section, you lose like around a minute because your last checkpoint isn't at the start until the start of the 2D section. So you have to do that entire 2D section all over again, and it's just not fun.
Now here we are early on in World 3, and some of y'all might be wondering, so like, what is the state of the race right now? For the most part, besides Jay, the other 3 runners you can kind of view have done similar enough routes, stars overlapping each other, to where you can kind of get a good idea right there. It looks like it is basically a dead heat right now between Hardcore and Claire. Super Viper, just that little cutscene bit behind, so incredibly close. And then you got Jay over here, who might look like he's a little bit behind, but does have an additional star from early on in World 1. A little bit of a backup right here, able to make it over. Might not even been a backup. I don't know. I'm a commentator. I'm just making stuff up. That's anybody in chat wondering, how do you be a commentator? You just make stuff up. That's all you do. You don't run the game. You just make it up. But going through, picking up his comment medal, having plenty of time right there to make it through that last cycle. So Jay might look like he's a little bit behind, but do keep in mind he's got another star. So basically, all this to be said, all 4 of our runners are very, very, very close, and we've still got 2 hours left in the race here at the start of World 3.
Right here, Claire and Hardcore doing the chimp minigame. Get your guesses in. You need at least 500 points. Only do it guesses by 10. I'm always going 690. That's the classic. But we'll see what they get. This is just a quick little star that we can get. The chimp provides us with a fun little minigame, a fun little break. But it's very simple. Just hit the little, I forget they're called. I don't know what they're called, but they're like
little bulbous
gummy
boys.
things. Yeah, the little bulbous gummy things that just pop out of the ground. But
yeah, it's thankfully it comes off a little bit like, oh, it's completely random what phases you would get. They're all similar groupings. I think they're just like rotated.
Yeah, they're
so
just
they
rotated.
kind of have an idea of the pattern of how they're gonna pop out. Again, it's an auto scroller. Beyond that, just the only way you lose time is if you fail it, and then that's probably a run reset right there.
Oh, absolutely. Failing this is just boom, time loss. But we're actually going to see Jay, instead of doing Freezy Flake S, which is the champion game, he's going to be going for Freezy Flake 1, which has a lot of very, very tricky movement. Right here, he has to keep this fire flower all the way to where the comet medal is, and he's going to be trying this clip into the slide, boom, right into the slide. Doesn't have to deal with that another long jump where the checkpoint is. But right here, another tricky thing, he doesn't have much fire flower power left. He just has to use the last bit of it to get the block where the comet medal is, and plenty of time to spare. But right here at the end of it, it's not over yet. This last section, you're supposed to, like, I think the casual way is to push a snowball all over it. What he's going to be doing is instead of long jumping, skipping all of it, and just going on this Bowser fight. In this game, the fire flower actually has a mechanic where if you spam Z and shake, you can, like, throw shots instantly, like rapid fire fireballs. And so just doing that against that Bowser statue will get it so you do the fire all the time. But right here, you see Jay undoing his second Wii remote. Oh. It is time for the moment you've all been waiting for if you're all familiar with the run. This is the one, the only Sorbetti skip. My God.
This is one of the most out of this world, out of this galaxy, I guess, to be thinking. Tricks that they're going to be going for in the run. This was, like you say, found a long time ago, but it's been made somewhat consistent. And I mean somewhat consistent. It's like many frame perfect tricks that they have to nail in a row. Basically, he's going to get the boulder ball and try to fly with it. Explain to me, Rox.
Oh, yeah. So the boulder has this very unique mechanic where if you shake in midair and you hit the A button, you can, at a very specific frame interval, you get to do another run of the jumps. And you can keep chaining those jumps with multiple frame-perfect tricks to not only to just go from the start of this level right to the end of the level, the boss fight, Sorbetti. So this is Freezy Flake 2, and you see him just going at it. He's going, he's got height, he's going, and he nails it. Oh my god, what a legend! Oh my god, unbelievable stuff. First try SuperViperT skip, but it's not over yet. This boss fight is very difficult, especially as Mario, because of the second hit. First one's really simple, just run up, shake him, slap him in the nose. But right here, he's gonna be timing a long, oh, he's not even going for it. Never mind, letting me down. But what you can do, you can long jump and hit SuperViperT as soon as his animation stops going, and get an instant hit on the second hit. But who cares? He got SuperViperT skip. That is absolutely insane. It cannot be overstated. You can see the sigh of relief on him. It cannot be overstated just how difficult that strat is. It is multiple frame perfect inputs, and he just nailed it first try, no sweat whatsoever. Oh boy, what a legend.
I'm sorry, I'm dying over here.
That was incredible. I don't blame you at all. But right here, Honey Halls 1, not to be understated either, incredibly difficult levels. You saw the runner's cameraman at the very beginning to get a good cycle. That was found by Giselle Astrid, who's another legendary Galaxy 2 runner and Galaxy runner from back in the day. Shout out to Giselle for doing some great stuff with this game. But that helps get a faster cycle. But right here, we're going to be seeing, like, just barely making these cycles right as they come out of the hidden floor thing into the Comet Metal. And then, but right here, Jay's going for another rock jump to get to the skip head, and he nailed it.
God, this one not nearly as necessary. Just saves a little bit of time so we can get to the chip game a little faster. So this is going to be two additional stars he now has over his opponents. Beautiful Yoshi fluttering right there from both Claire and Hardcore. Let's focus over on SuperViper's screen now to see it. Our next Yoshi Infinite Flutter, again, alternating between crouching and then starting to flutter on Yoshi. If they're ever off on this rhythm, then they yeet themselves off of Yoshi and there's no floor underneath them. Going straight to the star, right into it.
Right into it. Incredibly clean. Love to see it. Taking as little time as possible to have the readjust, grab the star. That was incredibly clean. All ends. Oh my goodness. What a speed run.
Beautiful stuff. Dad, I need a donation or two to cool.
I need a break, yeah.
Hey, you bet. We've got $100 from Jake Rat that says, "Hello, game's done quick. The runners here are all super talented, and it's exciting to see this game demonstrated to such a big audience with all its crazy tricks. I encourage all viewers who are able to donate $25 if any of the runners manage to get a first try into the castle, an extremely hard trick later in the run. Donation goes to the bonus game incentive." And speaking of donations going to incentives, make sure when you are leaving a donation to select the incentive at the add incentive button. And we again are just about to hit 68,000 and some change for Resident Evil Village, which we again have about 4.5 hours until that point. So thank you.
Yeah, for Resident Evil Village, which will be run by 7 Ray D, not Maxi Lobes, as I've been screaming this entire time.
Wait, has it actually been?
It's,
oh boy,
it's not your fault. That was
all right,
my
it's
fault.
fine. It's fine. Hey, Ray's incredible too. I love Ray.
Maxi
okay?
will also be running Resident Evil, but it'll be of the 7 variety. It's the modern Resident Evil. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure Maxi would be happy that it gets in, but 7 Ray would love to showcase their skills in Resident Evil Village, Shadow of Rose, the DLC on Hardcore. Let's keep them coming in, chat. We need how much more, Dad, to get to that donation total? What do we need for it?
We need about $69,064 is where we're at now.
All right, Chad, I know that number is tempting to leave there, but we need to get off of that. We need to get to many more less than 69,000 to get up to that 90K. Let's go, gamers. Let's go.
And how can you not? This money is all going to an incredible cause to Prevent Cancer Foundation, and you're watching some incredible speedruns. You just watched Jay pull off one of the hardest tricks in all of speedrunning, just in general. I'm not biased at all, but it's unironically one of the most incredible, difficult strats just ever. Like, come on, how can you not donate for something like that? That was absolutely insane. This has been an insane performance for all 4 runners so far. Let's hit that incentive during this run. Let's go a little crazy.
Let's do it, gamers. Let's do it. Again, Jay keeping up on those cycles as they're coming out, making sure the camera manipulation is good and strong in this run. Make sure they keep it deloaded when they don't need it. Now getting up here, conveniently popping up right when you need to go out and get that comet medal. And again, anyone who maybe is not as familiar with the game casually, you need those comet medals to spawn a bunch of very fast stars that will start spawning here in World 3 in just a little bit. Now for an incredibly difficult section we're seeing right here, down on Claire's screen, she is climbing up. You're seeing all these like bulbous fruit right here. The game wants you, Nintendo would like us to use Yoshi, but she doesn't want to use Yoshi. She's climbing it all by herself, and that is incredibly difficult angles off of the tree, those little curved
for sure.
surfaces to keep it
It's
going.
incredibly awkward. But right here, we are going to be using Yoshi, not the Blimp Fruit though, because right here, we're actually going to skip using the Blimp Fruit by doing an infinite flutter, grabbing the comet medal, moving on by, which is really great stuff. Not over yet. Right here, we're going to be using Yoshi fluttering kind of just all over the place, bouncing off the scuba to reset the flutter, because you only flutter once. If you drop it, oops, you're gone. But anyway, that was clean. On hardcore screen, you see another incredibly difficult level. This is beat block. Beat block, obviously the gimmick, like every boop, 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 it switches yellow to green. And it's very, you have to make sure your timing's incredibly precise. There's some incredibly precise angles you have to hold, but super clean all around right there. Now Viper going into beat block as well, getting the comet medal here. This is an incredibly fun level, by the way, too, just to play.
Yeah, just in general, it's super, super cool. And so you have to be very, very confident in your cycles. There was one there where Hardcore jumped off of, I'm pretty sure, thin air, but he's just that, you might say, hardcore, to not have to worry about it. Unbelievable movement from all of our runners here today. We got Jay kicking off of this curved surface of the tree, making the climb up just like Claire did. Again, we got a bunch of people doing different stars, but very clean play all around.
Absolutely. Some absolutely insane gameplay all around. Right here, we're going to see our first kind of revisit of the run. Hardcore's heading back to feed the Flip Swap Luma, as we saw Jay did like 3 worlds ago back in World 1. We're seeing Hardcore go back and feed him now to start the revisit, because at this point, we have a bunch of comets spawned. I believe Cloudy Court 1 is what triggers a bunch of comets spawned at the end there. So right now, we have a bunch of comets spawned in Yoshi Star and Sky Station. So this route does flip swap here because it's right next to them. Super easy. And yeah, it's just right there. Why wouldn't you do it? But as I said earlier when Jay was doing it, flip swap, an incredibly difficult level. You have these red and blue flip panels, and the gimmick is that you spin, and then the flips, they swap. Very aptly named. But we're going to be using the momentum gotten from them to do something called silly jumps. But right here on Jay's screen, look at this. Holds the Goomba with 2P, whoop, flips right on up. That's another minor talent you can do with 2P. Freezing enemies, and sometimes those enemies can give you extra momentum, especially with Yoshi and the Blimp Fruit. That's not the only time we'll be seeing it during this run. Hardcore going for his first silly jump, nailing it. Absolutely incredible stuff. Going for the second one up over here right now. Boom. Nailing it as well. Not to be understated, Claire is in Honey Alls 2, which might just seem like, you know, kind of long jumping a bunch. Oh, well. But no, this is some incredibly precise angles you have to hold at some points, especially if you're trying to do it coinless, which obviously you're trying to do. Like I said earlier, coins cause text box cause slow, and we don't want to cause slow. So we're just long jumping by, make sure we don't die. This is one of those trap levels where it's really easy just to fall for no reason.
I love that long jump right there by Hardcore, that cheeky little last long jump, flip off the platform to go over the last electricity gate right there into the final star. Again, this is just one of my absolute favorite galaxies in the Galaxy series.
Oh,
just
for
being
sure.
able to launch yourself. And like, this is tech that I actually think would say is relatively achievable, that you can go in, you just got to know to run off, spin, and then long jump right off that, and you go flying.
It'll take like 10 minutes of practice maybe, and you'll start getting it, and you start feeling good about yourself. Like, oh wow, I'm just moving. Like, it's a good feeling when you first learn that cool trick.
Now, Jay now into the first of our, you know, the prankster comet stars right there. These like generally pretty fast stars we're gonna have options for that we got as rewards for those comet medals we've been picking up the entire time. And the gimmick of this one, you have got those Shadow Marios chasing you the entire time, and they copy whatever movement you do. So that'll have some more applications and some later stars to stay safe. For the most part here, we just want to gun it, go as fast as we can.
Absolutely. It's very simple, but very, very, very optimized movement. You want to make sure, long jumping, it seems trivial enough, you're just long jumping, but actually, if you long jump the frame you land, you actually get more speed. So we're actually going to be trying to chain long jumps after another. And there's a lot more tech into just long jumping than what meets the eye. You don't just hold Z and mash A. It's fastest to release Z every time you do a long jump. But right here, when Yoshi start Comet, this is a little bit of a random level. The positions are generally the same, but the movement of the spinies are different. But we have the Rainbow Star, which allows Mario to run incredibly fast and just kind of wall up through all of these spinies. And yeah, the goal is to not lose your running speed at all times. It's really easy to lose running speed. Just brushing up against anything, really, will lose it. But super clean on Hardcore's part. Right where the star is. Viper doing the same thing, while Claire is in B block. B block, just a super cool level just to watch in general, watch the movement.
Yeah, definitely a good time. It's like you said right there, Viper just accidentally slipped off of the platform right there and just lost his momentum. And it takes a little while to build back up that classic P-speed movement to keep it going. You're also noticing something subtle where they're rotating their camera, it seems like almost more than they should have to be. And that's because, once again, as we've established, if something isn't on screen, it doesn't exist. That includes dying off screen. So sometimes you have to rotate the camera just to actually spawn an enemy unspawning from dying. Yeah. And then you actually get the kill for it. You get counted for it.
There were multiple very hilarious clips of where's the last spiny? When in reality, there is no last spiny. Your camera just decided to do a tad amount of tomfoolery. But right here, Hardcore, Sky Station Comet, which is just very similar to Sky Station 1. You're just kind of going back, skipping some planets. But now you have a timer. You have to collect these clocks along the way, which add 10 seconds to your time. We're not going to be needing too many of those. But right here, super cool long jump off the crystal. If your position's off of that, you'll get a slope jump. And if you get a slope jump the wrong direction, you're floating right into the void, into a black hole. And that is not what you want to see in the slightest.
Yeah, see, all three of our non-J runners coming back here again. I guess this one is also tied to Sky Station 2, because it's going to be one of the other stars they will have in addition over J. Yep.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of prerequisites that going into spawning comets. For example, Cloudy Court Comet spawns in other Cosmic Clone comets, and I think Puzzle Plane Comet spawns in other Purple Coin comets. And those are just the minor, like some of the few of the many like route things that go into this game. That, yeah, a lot happens.
Yeah.
But right here we got.
Yeah, you would think it'd be simple. Sorry, no, you go ahead, Rox.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say the same thing you were gonna say. You'd think it'd be simple. Oh, you just go do the galaxies which seem in order to do them. That didn't make sense, but you get the idea. But there's a lot more complicated stuff doing that super minor routing stuff that is just way beyond my level of brain usage. But right here, Jay heading into B block, Hardcore heading to Tall Trunk 1. Just a little bit of some repeat levels. I think we have time for a little bit of donation or two. Throwing it over to you, Dad.
Absolutely. We've got $100 from Fierce Wolf that says, love PCF, love Mario Galaxy, and love bonus GDQ. Take my money towards that Resident Evil 8 DLC. Just a quick update on that. We've got just about $68,000 now, so that has picked up some steam. So chat, you all are doing your job very well. So let's continue to push towards that bonus game, Resident Evil Village Shadow Rose, just about 4 hours or so.
Absolutely. Make sure, get those donations in. You don't want to miss any runs of this marathon. You still have time for a few more, Dad. Keep going.
Great. We've got $250 from Anonymous with no comment. So thank you so much, Anonymous, for that. And we got $100 from Radiant Crab, also with no comment. So thank you so much for that. $200 from Yaisu saying, good luck with the runs.
Super well backed up right there by Super Viper. The immediate ground pound and knowing to go into the backflip option to keep it going. Love this little bounce off of the fruit, potentially going for right here. Oh, actually going to be just taking a side flip. And that's, again, I love that about speedrunners when you know backups for backups for backups for backups to lose just minimal time right there and keep it going. Don't lose the flow.
Yeah, and I want to mention again just how cool this Tall Trunk 1 movement is right here. Using Yoshi, falling off the edge, getting enough backwards momentum to barely get the Comet Medal enough height and make it right above the Bloom Flute, skipping that entire section. Then right here, eating that bush so it doesn't get in the way later, bouncing off to reset our momentum, grabbing that shard, using the backwards momentum to grab the 4th shard, doing some flutters right into the 5th shard where we can long jump, or not long jump, a wall jump up into the launch star. Incredibly cool stuff right there.
All of our runners again tracing over each other's steps, picking up those stars again. All of them playing very, very clean so far. Going for some really good times here at GDQ. Rox, I want to take a second to say you are awesome. Your commentary has been great. And I think you should shout out what you do on your stream. I think you should give yourself some love for the audience at home while we're tracing over each other's steps.
I appreciate that, Spike. You know what? Hi, I'm Rox, twitch.tv/RLBX_. I do a lot of speedrunning, obviously. Main game right now is, I'm mainly a Galaxy 2 runner, but I'm dabbling in some Odyssey right now, dabbling in some multi-Mario stuff. Just completed the 602, which shout out to the multi-Mario 602. That just happened, featuring both the Galaxy games and the Galaxy 2 242 stars, which is the 100% category. This game is a large portion of it. So shout out to everyone who completed that this past, week and a half ago. But hey, I just want to thank GDQ for having us, having this incredible race. This has been a staple of, or something that we've been wanting to do as a Galaxy community, is get a 4-person Galaxy 2 race in. And I'm so honored to be able to commentate this race. And I wouldn't be able to do it without you, Spike. Obviously, one of the biggest influences personally for me and for a lot of people. So make sure you follow Spike as well. Twitch.tv/spikevegeta. He is the absolute legend. You can't go wrong with Spike. He's been doing everything for so long. I love this man.
Oh, God, making me gush. Well, thank you so much. Making me gush, blush, all the things. I don't even know anymore. Again, shouts to all 4 of our runners going over, tracing each other's steps. Let's focus on Jay right now, taking on our first new star in a while. So this is a Bowser Jr. level, and there's all sorts of, effectively auto-scrollers that you're supposed to be taking here. We got Yoshi. We're not doing any of that. Immediately jump on him, start that little Yoshi shape right there, and we're going to flutter all the way through the first half of this. Again, you only get to keep your momentum for the first about 10 seconds, and he loses all of it. So that's enough to get that initial checkpoint. And now, this is one of my favorite visuals of the entire run. You see this question mark block out here. Gonna land here so we can reset that 10-second timer, get that absolute perfect positioning, and now start another one. We're gonna snag this Comet Medal along the way, and the little up and under strat right here, going up, actually landing on top for Jay.
That's fine.
And then long jumping out to the launch star. Absolutely beautifully done. Death-defying, all the adages you could throw out there. Beautiful stuff. And now going into the boss fight, where we gotta blow up a bunch of little blue orbs.
Oh yeah, this boss fight, there's a lot more that meets the eye. There's a lot of little tiny optimizations you can do with the bullet bill, in terms of where you shoot it, how you shoot it, when you shoot it, and how you can keep it through different phases of the fight. So the first phase here, you see the 2 orbs on his chest, and what you gotta do is take Yoshi, eat the bullet bill, throw it right on back. But real quick, on Hardcore's side, he's doing a different variation of the question block flutter. He's going to the meteor here, this little moon-looking like planet, and then doing another angle to get onto the question block flutter. I believe this saves a little bit more time than what Jay does. But right here, Jay waiting before the hand gets out of the way, shooting it instantly, going through the launch star, and this manipulates the boss to do his little slam down animation up front, shooting up 3 ball bills here, and we need all 3 of them. Right here, Hardcore doing his Comet Medal or question block flutter, grabbing the Comet Medal, he's going under, dismounting, landing on the platform. Incredibly clean stuff for Hardcore while he enters the fight. But right here, what you saw Jay do is actually start a side flip and keep the bullet bill through the phase, so he gets an almost instantaneous hit on the first phase, or the first hit of the last phase of this fight, and boom, that's it. Incredible stuff from Jay right there. While Claire right here is actually Puzzle Blank C, very simple star, you just get the purple coins, you're in a dome. Viper also doing the meteor method. There's a lot going on right now. Viper also doing the meteor method of the question block flutter. And getting the angle, nailing it. Boom, a little bit of a setup here. Like I said, this is an incredibly precise angle, because Yoshi, you need to be able to keep the speed, but also have the angle so not only that you go a little bit left to get the Comet Medal, but you go back right again to be able to go under this little dome gate looking thingy to,
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Yo, hitting the checkpoint for the safety anyways. Yeeting off
Get back onto the
Yoshi.
platform and enter the fight.
Good God. So, well, the discipline right there from Super Viper to know I need to get that little bit of height and also nailing the checkpoint as like a just in case, not able to make it the full distance. Because again, you can flutter infinitely. That's why we call it the infinite flutter. However, you will lose your momentum after about those 10 seconds, and you're basically not going to go anywhere after a while. Didn't need to go horizontally any further, just needed to get that little bit of height to save himself. Only losing a couple seconds right there, keeping that discipline and moving into the boss fight. Well done, boss fight right there from Hardcore as well.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a shaky of a last phase. Didn't get a side flip. Side flip Yoshi is way more precise than it needs to be for some reason. Also with the spin drill as well, side flip with it can be kind of rough, but able to get it through just fine. Not too big of a time loss. While Claire is in Boulder Bowl Comet. This star is notorious for being just random and annoying because not only the position, but the movement of all the crabs are completely random. And it is known to troll a lot of runs. I want to shout out one of my best friends, Mr. Cloud Kirby, who actually one time had a really good run going. And a crab actually spawned inside this little cage, made it unkillable. So obviously the run died because you can't kill something that is literally, it's inside the cage. I don't know how that happens.
That's off.
I've never seen that happen to anyone else. But anyway, I want to shout out to Mr. Cloud Kirby, Incredible Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 runner. One of the faces of Galaxy speedrunning and just in general. He's taking a little bit of a break right now, but we miss you, CK. We love you.
Yeah, if you are everybody watching, I hope you're a fan of this race. For gamers gaming out of their mind right now, I would recommend also go check it out from AGDQ 2022 online. We had the Super Mario Galaxy 1 race featuring some of the familiar faces in this race as well. Mr. Cloud Kirby was a part of that. Go check out the optimization of Galaxy 1 any % as well. As we now switch over to World 4 right here. Jay is in Sweet Mystery Galaxy right now. Once again, we see Yoshi. We're skipping some stuff.
And watch this. Oh, never mind. He missed it. Anyway, what the intended result there was, like we said earlier, if you hit B to like make Yoshi like tongue, that doesn't let him eat a berry because his tongue's already out. So what the goal was is to bounce off the berry, which resets the 10-second momentum thing. And not only that, it gives you extra speed and acceleration, so you just go schmoovin' with Yoshi all the way to the star area, but still not too bad. Just gotta go grab the extra bold berry and make it all the way to the star here. That is very scary level because obviously Nintendo didn't intend for you to use Yoshi to skip all the way to the end of the game or end of the level. So they didn't actually make a death floor unless you actually like hit the flip switches or spawn the launch star. So there's no death barrier there under the floor. There's just an invisible floor that like expands the entirety of the galaxy. So if you fall off Yoshi during that flutter, you have to long jump and long jump and long jump and hope you can find the edge of that death plane soon so you can fall off. Otherwise, tricky stuff will be occurring. But Hardcore doing his flutter right now while Claire's doing her QBF. She's doing a different method.
What is this method?
Yeah, this method is insane. She's going a little higher because she won't make it there, landing it on this steppable orb, the gate thingy, and making it over. Super clean stuff right there. While Jay is heading into Flipsville 1. Oh my god, there's so much happening right now. Flipsville 1 is gravity manipulation galore. Right here, we're going to be going to this comet metal, grabbing it right here, long jumping off the edge, and then boom, gravity switches, shake, making it over here. But we're not done yet. We're going to be triple jumping off of this, and this roof, slopes in this game are weird, and they give you momentum. Just like that. Look at that momentum he got, kind of boosting off of the edge. He's flying by. Say bye to the toe chips. See that planet right there? We're going to shake right now. Ground pound right into the planet. This is Glamdozer, the boss of this. What you want to do is ground pound under her, but you can easily cheese by just walking forward and ground pounding, and she won't see you. So, yeah, that's Flipsville 1. Viper, this is so much. But right here, you saw Jay walk forward, hit Glamdozer in the face. Because there's a little bit of like a hitbox that overextends where that gate is, and you can just hit it, making it super quick.
Yep, just do a little boop of the schnoot right there, and that was a boss fight, actually.
That was a boss fight, believe it or not.
Love so many variations in this game of like, all right, there's like a starting planet, there's the planet where the boss is, and there's 6 other planets in the middle that we're basically skipping over. So immediately, like we were saying, hardcore going up to the top, grabbing that comet medal, little going out, the gravity catches you right as you're about to start falling very conveniently, triple jump up, and then backflip and slide off of this rooftop right here, giving yourself all that momentum and being able to skip all the way to the boss arena, barely avoiding all of these death planes right here, and now going to be taking on the boss as well. Unbelievable amount of action going on screen. Go ahead, Dad, give us 3 donations as we cross over each other's steps.
You bet. As these runners are chugging along, we're chugging on the donation train right now. So we have $25 from Balam Soldier that says, what are you buying? 5 tickets for the $5 hype train to Shadow of Rose. Who's with me, chat? We got another $25 from Prometheus. 5 tickets for the hype train to Resident Evil Village, please. Choo choo. And then $50 from a Dynamite that says, here's the $50 as promised for Sorbetti Skip. Close us out and get that record.
I can't believe we got to see Sorbetti Skip.
I want to.
That's incredible.
I wasn't going to point this out till later, but the donation kind of mentioned it. Jay's on a very good run right now. I'm looking at his splits right now. I have the live feed, the insider information. He's kind of on a pacer, I'm not going to lie. And Jay is the world record holder, so you know what that means. If he can close this out, that would be absolutely insane stuff. This category is so hyper-optimized, it's insane. So pulling it out on the big stage would be crazy. But right here, he's in Football 2. The goal is just, there's a bunch of these cycles. You just got to grab them. You just got to hit them. There's silver stars. This level is pretty tame compared to the Comet variation of this, where there's purple coins. However, still nothing to be looked down upon with the different movement.
Probably the biggest thing to point out about it, you got him obviously utilizing 2-player there to stun the enemies. The biggest thing to remember as we're going into the next variation of this star is that when you go into your drill state, your hitbox is massive. It's not even just like what you see visually on the drill in Mario. It's also kind of you become a big square. So you can utilize that to catch those stars that we just saw right there, or the purple coins we're going to be potentially picking up later on.
Oh, yeah. And there's even more that meets the eye. Like, at the very beginning of the level, you're supposed to, like, drill through a bunch of, like, this little maze. But we can just, like, long jump past the, like, little barrier and just go to where the launch star is, to this section right here. So...
And honestly, the Galaxy games where Galaxy wanted to have, there's a lot of these, like, I would not recommend Sorbetti Skip when you first get into
No!
But there's genuinely, and Rox, you can attest to this as well, these games have a lot of very accessible tricks. Like you might have just seen right there, like, oh, they want you to, like, drill down through this planet, like, 6 times in order to get down into this last section. No, or you can do a wall kick and just jump up and get up to the pipe instantly. A lot of very, very accessible tricks. These are very, very fun speedruns, actually. A little bit of extra time on you.
Absolutely. There's so many great resources for this game as well. Viper has a playlist of a bunch of different tutorials, known as such as QBF, some of the Yoshi Star flutters. There's a great video made by Pato on just how to infinite flutter, which is obviously for speedrunning this game. It's an integral part to getting a very fast time. But I highly recommend you all join the Discord, ask some questions during the game. It's such a fun speed game. I cannot overstate this enough. But right here in Chompworks 1, where Jay is, we're going to see a lot of 2P optimizations. You saw him hit the switch earlier, where he can get the comet medal. You saw him hold the chomp, so it's not in the way there. Right here, going to be hitting the switch, saving a little bit of time. Nothing too crazy, but this last planet is where I think it's just the biggest singular 2P time save in the run.
Oh, when I saw this, my mind was blown. I was like, oh, 2P just saved like half an hour. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. So at the end here, there's this golden chomp, and it keeps spawning from the lava, and it's on a cycle. However, this first cycle, with one player, it's not possible to make that cycle. You see it going, oh, there's no way it hits. It's going to hit the thing and explode. Not with 2P. We freeze it just enough so we can lower it. That saves like 10 seconds, just on its own. Super simple stuff. But yet again, pretty crazy.
Two players showing just how powerful it is. And they do have like little tutorials and like little setup guides for like most comfortable way to have two emotes. Because again, anyone who missed the explanation earlier, our runners are literally rocking multiple Wiimotes in their hand so that they can control both the one player and the two player aspect of this. So you can grab those coins from a distance, stun those enemies off in the distance, go for all this optimization all over the place. And it's kind of one of those, like I remember when the two-player movement kind of went down in the Galaxy community. At first, and I think a lot of the people like thought like, oh, this is kind of weird. The more I've watched it, no, it's absolutely better for the game. All the different little tricks and stuff they come up with it, very, very cool. And it's cool this year again to kind of showcase a lot of that. Hardcore also stunning the Golden Chain Chomp, not having to wait for the next cycle of it.
And you see Viper with the 2P out, stopping that chomp before it hits that one, heading in. Well, Claire finishes up Flipsville 1. Right here for Jay. Jay's just going to be heading into Puzzle Plank C, a fairly simple level, as you saw earlier. We kind of glanced over it, but it's just a bunch of Cosmic Oaks chasing you while you collect purple coins in a little dome area. Yeah, nothing too crazy. You can kind of do some cool movement to get all like groups of coins at the same time. Yeah. But nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those where it's very self-explanatory what you're watching, but like Mario is definitely not like the widest character that you're using. So being able to find those perfect angles to kind of run at a diagonal through these purples to grab all four of them in one go. Because again, it's one of those where like it looks very simple. It's probably one of the easier stars in the run, but if you get off just a little bit, then all of a sudden it's a nightmare. The Shadow Marios are right on top of you doing the same stuff. And you're going to see them also trying to, again, just making an easy star hard here with two-player, making sure to reach out and just grab little sets of purples to cut out and just make those lines a little bit straighter to get to all the other purples.
Yeah, and as you can see, he used 2P to completely cut out that top left, like, purple coin grouping, and it's cutting out that little slight amount of movement that you can do with Mario. But right here, Claire's heading into Flipsville 2, which we can kind of show off. We didn't actually point it out when it happened because there was so much happening at the time. Just a little skip at the very beginning that's super simple. It's just a long jump, but it saves like an absurd amount of time.
Yeah, so, this is if they want you to like, again, go up and down like 16 different ways to jump around, or just do that little long jump and you're good. And that's one of those where like it looks very simple and like it inherently is, but if your angle is just a little off and you bonk instead, you are falling down into the abyss. So thankfully we didn't have to embarrass ourselves there.
Right here, Hardcore is in Chompworks 2 with some interesting hitbox motions on that chomp right there.
That's very weird. Okay.
This level introduces the spring power-up, which is like, oh my god, the spring's so slow. Why would you ever use it? Well, it is slow horizontally. Vertically, it is very fast to use. Obviously, you get that huge burst of speed. And this last section, it's just meant for the spring. You can do the section springless. It is a little bit slower, though, because we can actually make this faster cycle with the spring. And you can just see using it all the way. Controlling it is, you know, as you'd expect, as you would when you're controlling a spring. But just springing it up, getting the star.
Nicely done. We got Jay right now taking on those crabs that we saw Claire taking on earlier. And this is like always, I like to point this out when they're doing this star, because I know for me, this star was a nightmare casually. The biggest thing and a little technique they're doing is you can actually, and this is just a built-in thing into the game, if you jump, and I believe it's press Z in the air, or I forget which button it is.
It's jump and press Z.
Jump and press Z. You actually can cancel out of the boulder animation right there. So if you ever need just that quick turn, you're not going all the way around the planet. They're going to be doing that all the time. Once they're down to the last couples, they can be a little cleaner with which ones they take out. But as Rox did mention earlier, that is a very random star, just how the crabs move around the planet. So they always kind of deal with whatever hand they are dealt in that star right there. Or if you're Cloud Kirby, just reset, because one spawned inside the planet. That's super cool.
It's pretty crazy stuff. Right here, we got the introduction of Sweet Mystery Comet. This star is, you might not think of it, but it is one of the most like focused, intensive stars. You need to make sure your movement is pristine. Otherwise, you might just walk off the edge. Just
what a good save right there.
Yeah, that was great realizing, because Yoshi actually just walks faster than Mario. He just kind of, with his little feet, he just kind of like tip-taps his way a little faster. Using 2P here is a huge optimization, because you can actually skip that entire section over there. You don't need Mario and Yoshi to go there at all. you just can walk over and you can, pick up any spare parts you miss with 2P. That makes 2P so much helpful for this controller. And also takes away some cycles, because there's purple coins that with 1P, you have to wait for a cycle to be able to stand on it. And you have to wait, and waiting's slow, obviously, because it's waiting. But with 2P, just, grab the coin and just go.
You can just tell watching it, this is one of those stars, again, down on Claire's screen that Rox is talking about. It's one of those where you could do the individual level run of it for years and never feel like it's optimized.
Oh, so. For sure. Right here, you just saw Jay do a Boulder Bowl letter. Basically, the goal is to get this Goomba into this Gearmow area. He did a great job. Fun fact about that Goomba, that can cause a soft lock. We're not exactly sure why either. The leading theory that we have is because the poles that are there can cause the Goomba to be in the activation zone for the star for a frame, but out the next frame. It's a bunch of complicated stuff. No one's really sure how that works. That's just our quote-unquote theory. But it's a good enough explanation for me. It's one of those things that if it happens, it happens. But hopefully it doesn't happen, because that would be really bad at the GDQ stage.
Let's just not see that. That is no fun right there. Also had some cool two-player optimizations right here on Hardcore side, just at the beginning of Boulder Bowl 1, now coming back and starting this one, where you got to take out those 3 enemies, and you can actually utilize two-player to do sort of a swipe across the screen and just take out enemies as well. So one less that you have to travel over to. And now he's going to be going for the Boulder Bowl 1 skip, doing that big jump out. That is so much harder. I mean, I don't think it looks easy.
Oh, taking damage to that rock, though.
So tough. Yeah.
Having to trudge through the mud to get to this replacement boulder. His angle was just a little bit off, which is unfortunate. Player right now in Flipswell Comet. This level looks easy. Oh, you're just in a square with a bunch of coins. Just grab them. No. There are so many super difficult tight cycles to make. That side flip she just did right there, that is so difficult to do. If you've ever played this game or even try to run it in any specific way, you'll know side flipping with a spin drill is borderline impossible. And it's just impressive whenever someone's able to do it, because I cannot consistently for the life of me. Right here, Jay is in Hightail Falls Comet. This is very similar to the first one. However, we don't need the Comet Medal, which means we can actually skip a tad bit of the level at the end. We're actually going to be taking the Launch Star and doing another yeet towards the end. So look out for that while Hardcore finishes up Rolladillo. And Viper does the super cool
skip as well.
Yep. Spinning right before the ramp. Yeah, spinning right before the ramp, just to make sure that he doesn't go on the ramp into the next platform. That'd be really bad. But grabbing into the baby launch star, I don't actually know what they're called, into the big boy launch star, and boom, yeet on Jay's screen. You get the ramp, massive momentum from the ramp, and backflipping right into the star, super clean on Jay's head. Right here, I have to take a moment. Everyone needs to look at Claire's stream. Everyone needs to watch the top left corner of their screen, because right here we have Exprelly Dram. This is she's doing this route for specifically this trick. Basically, what you do, there's this giant gap, but there's a checkpoint on the other side, and we have our little buddy, our little co-star here, who's gonna help us out. What we're gonna do is gonna backflip. We're gonna shake. We're gonna grab the checkpoint, ground pound, take the death warp. That saves 2 seconds.
Is that really so cool. Only 2 seconds? I feel like that would save a year. That's
I think it's 2 seconds over the 1P method. 2 seconds over the 1P method. Going over all the way around, yeah, that saves a year. But that strat right there, if you're familiar with Odyssey and familiar with the Dram strat is in Odyssey, yes. You kind of hold Cappy out and throw him to grab something. Someone called, I forget who, but someone called it a Dram one time. And then I was actually in a voice call with Claire and our good friend Exprelly, who's another great runner of the game. And we were like, Exprelly Dram? Because it was just really funny just to name it after Exprelly, who didn't have anything to do with the Dram. But huge shout out to Exprelly. I just want to shout him out. He's one of my best friends in the entire world. And is a great multi-Mario speedrunner. Check him out, twitch.tv/EXPRELII. So huge shouts to Exprelly. Love that guy.
Ooh, good stun right there from Hardcore to make sure, because there's only 2 Goombas on this planet. So if one of them gets squished, you need to go get the other one. And if that one gets squished, you gotta die or start the level over however you gotta do it. Good stun there on the enemy to make sure he was going to safely catch that cycle. And yeah, great job by Claire getting to showcase that trick. She's going to be the only one actually going through Supermassive Galaxy again. You got all 4 runners doing slightly different routes. You got Super Viper and Hardcore going to be doing basically the same one. Super Viper now going for another variation on just skipping over this bit. The camera really doesn't want to show you making that jump. So he's got to do a little bit of it blind right there, but now able to once again get that skip. By the way, that jump over to this planet, the planet you skip is awful. It takes so long.
Oh my God.
Literally like 30 other little enemies in order to spawn a star, or you just jump like they do. Very difficult trick. Nice to see them consistently pulling that off all day.
I think the casual strat for that level, for that planet, is use the boulder and hope. Because it's very similar to the comet. Just hope it works.
So much randomness with the enemies. So now we got Jay going into the first time I believe we're seeing, flip swap 100 purple coins.
And you see him.
Watch the level of optimization. My man is going to be multitasking the entire time between stunning things off in the distance with 2-player, grabbing purples to make his lines a little bit straighter, and just staying alive while flipping the entire time to get to these purples in the optimal amount of flips.
One of the strats you can do in both Galaxy games is actually a spin long jump, where you spin and kind of long jump immediately after, and that spin goes through, but you still get the long jump afterwards. So what you're seeing him doing is like kind of right there. He spun and canceled the spin with a long jump to flip the panels. However, this is incredibly difficult because sometimes you can get what we call a double spin, which is where you like kind of spin twice. And that will obviously cause the flip panels to flip twice, which can be absolutely devastating. And I'm missing one there. Being able to have the mental fortitude to be able to do that is actually insane. It looks trivial, but being able to change the camera, stay alive, use the 2P remote to grab that purple coin while being also able to do a spin long jump into the next area. So much mental brain power that this man is so smart.
Yeah, you're balancing with multiple controllers in your hand. You're balancing so many different things right there for, all the purples you got to get. Flipping the camera. I forget all the time this game has a camera that you can control, but it's not auto being taken care of. So incredible stuff right there by Jay. Incredibly done by Hardcore to get that yeet. Let's actually focus on Super Viper right now. Same thing Hardcore just pulled off, where we're doing that different variation that Rox was talking about on just being able to jump to the star right at the end. We don't need the Comet Medal this time. So we're just going to run up and we're going to jump right at the very tip top of this platform and go, yay! Doing a little Yoshi shake right there, and now a little bit of an infinite flutter, or just one flutter. That's just a flutter.
Just a flutter.
Up
that's
into
just a
the star.
flutter.
Super well done.
It's such a cool strat, and that is another one of those incredibly easy strats to learn. You literally just go to that section, have the dash pepper, and then at the very top, jump. And then at the very top, what you do, like when you're like level enough so you can make it onto the platform, shake with Yoshi, hold back, and then if you're comfortable with fluttering, just dismounting, and that'll usually get you there too. And it's super cool. Momentum in this game is so fun to mess around with.
But yeah, I think this is another stretch where they're mostly covering each other's tracks here. Again, in the early parts of World 4. Again, I can't say there's too much of a difference between our runners. Jay definitely has the lead right now. Just playing at that world record route at world record caliber levels right now. So just, keep an eye on it, chat. But all 3 of our other runners are also on very, very solid pace. This has been a very impressive first like 100 minutes of this race. Just absolutely has flown by. Let's kick it over to Dad for a handful of donations as we get set up for our next new set of stars.
You've got it, Spike. I've got $71 from Laser Trap that says donating $1 for every star needed to complete an any % run and challenging others out there to do the same. This is a very special race to me, with Viper being a friend for a long time now, and hanging out with Jay and Hardcore at last year's ESA Winter was also a lot of fun. I even met Claire a long time ago at an SGDQ. Good luck to all. Great race so far. Got time
Shouts
for
to
one more?
Laser Trap. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead and do your shout out, and I'll get one right
Just
after.
real quick, shout out to Laser Trap. He's an incredible Lego DS runner, and another good friend of mine for a while as well. Just go ahead.
Great. And we have, hey, $25 more if I can get the couch to do their best "It's a me, Mario" impression.
Oh boy.
You want to go first? Go for it.
No.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
I think you did better. I'm gonna give the trophy to you, Dad. Do you have an It's a me?
It's a me, Mario.
Oh, you were.
Oh, that's pretty
so
good.
much better. I would have cast you. We're both out. No, leave us by the curb.
Yeah.
We'll play like the Goombas or something.
Sorry, Chris Pratt, but we got a new Mario in town. Anyway, Hardcore doing the second phase of the Gobblegut refight, while Claire heads into Starshine Beach 1. Oh my goodness, Starshine Beach 1 is one of the most difficult levels to optimize in this entire run. This is one of those levels of one thing goes wrong, the entire thing goes wrong. And you'll see why at the very beginning here. Right here, doing this little quick spin to get into the launch star, and we're gonna be grabbing Yoshi. Yoshi, of course, you know what's coming when you see Yoshi. Some crazy stuff's about to happen. So right here, grabbing Yoshi, breaking the egg a little early with 2P, grabbing this crab, because this crab is gonna help us break this little block up here. This, gate is such a troll, because sometimes you'll throw the crab right at it, and it'll explode on nothing. Right here, this is one of the hardest flutters in the game, in my opinion. This angle you have to get to go directly into this Silver Star platform can be incredibly difficult, and that skips having to grab a crab to break a gate which has a blimp root in it where you're supposed to go up. It saves a ton of time. Right here, fluttering a bit, grabbing the dash pepper, grabbing these little Yoshi flower things to grab this one, and then another insanely cool strat coming up here. After this next Silver Star, we're gonna be grabbing the dash pepper, running across the water, breathing that guy, going over here, and then using momentum from the ramp to yeet yourself up right into the star. Always insanely cool to see.
Super well done by Claire right there. That is such a difficult star just all around, all the different moving pieces to it, and Claire nailed all of it right there.
Talking about difficult stars, Jay's gonna be... Oh my, I just jinxed him. I'm sorry, Jay. Blissful Comet, yeah, it's definitely my fault. Blissful Comet's one of the most difficult stars recently with the addition of 2P. There's a super insanely fast cycle you can make. Jay's not gonna be able to get it after taking the hit from the fuzzy, which is unfortunate, but still able to get the normal cycle. Not losing too much, just a slight unfortunate time loss. But this level has become once 2P started being implemented, this level has become incredibly difficult to optimize. Right there with the other 2P purple coin levels that Hardcore is in right now. Sweet mystery.
Yeah, again, anything where a part of the level is also just snagging coins and whatnot, which is obviously like all these levels. Oh, ooh, Hardcore having to go for the save right here. The disciplined Flutter is going to be able to get back up. Absolute legend. I'm sure he's not happy with the time loss, but that was cool to watch that recovery. Has to also going back out, needs more fruit. Yeah,
it needs more fruit. He could have made it just by fluttering across, but that is not something you want to do. That is terrifying if you just make it and flutter across. However, making it through, all right, getting the save. Nice job there. While Viper enters what's this called? Sweet Mystery Comet. There we go. But right
there's a lot of S-based galaxies that happen every time. Be like, and now we're coming up on, I've done it every time it's been either Flipsville or Flip Swap. I'm like, don't say the wrong thing. Don't think the wrong thing. Don't say the wrong thing. Dang it. Anyway,
Claire in Starshine Beach 2, right here, gonna be just long jumping. I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea how to do this level casually. But what you do
it's
in the
so much.
It's so much. But if we change the camera there, because as we said earlier, if it's not on screen, it doesn't exist, and we try to make those clouds not exist, so we can make this cycle, launching yourself in the piano. Shout out to Super Mario Sunshine Piano 5 right there, and you have the 5-frame window to jump off the cloud, wall jump off the tower thing, right backflip right into the star. Super clean. That saves approximately around like a drive to IKEA, not IKEA, the GameStop. I don't know why I said IKEA. Shouts.
Why are we going to IKEA?
Claire Petter Blahai. Right, I was mentioned that, and I just thought of IKEA because that's where you get the sharks.
That's where you pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's again, the level is normally there's so many things you have to do.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I bet you there are a lot of speedrunners who unironically have no idea how to get that star.
No clue. Like it would cost me, what I was gonna say, a drive to GameStop, buying the strategy guide, which they probably don't even sell. I'd probably have to just like get it for online somewhere, wait for shipping.
So you're going to some used game store or something, dude.
Oh yeah, like waiting for shipping. Like it'll say like 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that skip exists.
God, seeing these runners nail so many of these cycles here in the purple, the Flipsville purples right here is super, super fun to watch. Again, utilizing how massive that hitbox gets of the drill, utilizing different buffered little side flips and just kicks off the wall to make sure that they are able to expand that and pick up tons of purples all at once. Now I see another new star here on Claire's end. She's taking on, same thing we saw earlier, but we've just got the Shadow Marios with it, one of the fastest stars in the game, and I imagine one of the easiest individual level world records to tie.
Oh, it is, I think approximately the entire world and their grandmothers have tied this IL just on accident. Just because all you gotta do is just leave the chomp go. It's just one giant auto-scroller. The only minute difficult thing is to be in the star's hitbox as the chomp explodes. Just a little bit of timing. Just spend like, I don't know, 10 minutes grinding the star, and you'll get it at some point. So if you want a pre-IL world record, there you go. I am so sorry to the Super Mario Galaxy speedrun verifiers having to verify so many ILs after this.
God, we get it. Everybody can do it.
Like, okay, we get it. Anyway, hardcore in the same star. This star is actually, this is one of those stars, if you mess up and the chomp breaks, oh my goodness.
Oh, it's over. There's no way. It is
the worst feeling ever. I did that, I think I did that in one of my current PBs, and it's really fun to get there and see 40 seconds of time save in the world's easiest star.
40 seconds of time save in the 35-second level. Let's go.
Yeah, it's incredible. But Jay doing the Piana 5 chuckster throw onto the cloud, onto the tower, onto the tree, into the star. But right here, attention to Claire stream, this is one of the most difficult levels in the entire run. This is Gravity Gauntlet, and it sure is a gauntlet. It is very aptly named. Right here, what we're going to be doing is grabbing the 6-up, because Claire's going to be doing a strat called Behind the Castle. And there's a variation that we'll be seeing later on, but this is the older variation. What Behind the Castle is we're going to go behind this castle. I know, it's a crazy concept. Crazy concept. But we're gonna go onto this question block, wall jump off of this. Unfortunately missing it. I'm not sure what her plan is here. Yeah, she's just gonna go for the regular skip. Okay, this is a Gravity Gauntlet Comet skip. This is the skip you usually do in the Comet version. Never mind, she's going back for it. We're going back. Anyway, this is behind the castle.
On how to do this.
Yeah, this is behind the castle. What you do, get into the question block, long jump, wall jump against this wall, and you have that landing on that is such a difficult thing to do. And what you're gonna do is going behind this castle, there's a very thin seam that you can stand on to make it, and oh, she barely misses it. You can see the gravity take her right as she died. That's unfortunate. Not the complete end of the world. You respawn right back there. So she's going to be going for it again. Oh, no, she's not, because she needs the 6-up. She's going to be going for Gravity Gauntlet C-skip. This is usually the method we do in the Comet, but what she's going to do, launch up against this wall, shake against it, and then the lava wall momentum gives you so much momentum. She's going to be zooming over here. She's going to hold left right now, then hold up left right here, and that'll get you to this area outside of the castle. We skip that entire inside area. It's such a sick trick. But being able to nail it, super clean back up, and then right here doing a triple jump, skipping that little gravity planet right there. The gravity here is really wonky. A lot of really crazy things happen heading into this area right for the boss fight. These triple gate sections are also really difficult. There's a incredibly precise, and I mean like, I don't even know how precise it is. That's how precise it is.
Perfect.
That's
what we're dealing with.
Yeah, it's where you can hit 2 of these locks at the same time. It's called getting a double lock. Because, you know, if you get 2 locks. But, and that saves, you know, as much as it looks like. But it's incredibly difficult. No one actually, like, unironically goes for it and runs just because of how precise it is. And also, there's a thing called, you know, null locks where you can go in between all of them. Like, you can hit a perfectly straight meteor directly between all 3 of the locks, and it's just such a slap in the face.
That's ridiculous. I will say back there for Claire's version of the skip, I'm sure she would have rather nailed the other skip on the first try. But super cool that we got to see that other variation. I think it looks super, super sexy. So able to pull that off. Sure. I said it again, chat. You're welcome. But now we're going to have Jay coming up. Going to try to go for that same first variant on the skip. Going to try to jump behind the castle and go all the way to the launch star.
Oh, Spike. He's not going from behind the castle. He's going from inside the castle. Which might not seem like that much of a difference. He is going inside the castle here because he's not only going to be skipping what Claire skipped, but even more of it. This is a 3-frame window to not get a slope jump, instead get an actual long jump from this little like Bowser statue thingy, shell thing. You have a very precise time where you can long jump. He gets the long jump, gets the shake, and you ground pounds it. He can't see where he is. That's fine. He's just gonna do a long jump. Boom. There's a launch star. Absolutely insane stuff from Jay. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
The pop-offs we're seeing from Jay right now.
Jay's doing all of these frame perfect tricks. This man has put so much time into this. He's doing a great job. I know he was really nervous to hit this heading into it. Like I said earlier, this game is brutal. This game is so punishing. You fail one thing, it's back to the drawing board. But my goodness, he's nailing everything. So huge ups to Jay. But now we actually have probably, in my opinion, easily the hardest fight of them all. Or hardest, at least Bowser fight. It's supposed to be easier than the World 6 one. It's not. For multiple reasons. First off, in the first phase of the fight, you can do what we call a punch cancel. Usually, after you hit Bowser, he punches again before throwing his meteors down. However, we can skip that phase by waiting to the very last possible moment to hit the meteors back at him in the first phase, so he starts the punch animation, and then we stop that punch animation and cancel it by hitting the meteor back out again, and that skips the punch animation, so he throws meteors back at it again. Another reason this fight's difficult, because he only throws 2 meteors. Meaning that if you mess up at all, Bowser can very easily hit both meteors with his fist. That's called getting Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But right here, this is the punch cancel from Jay. He's gonna wait. Bowser pulls back, and that might be too early. He might have started the punch animation, we'll see. But yes, he did. He got it. That was incredibly optimal. Oh my god. Must have gotten on the first frame or so.
Right, I was like, oh my god.
Like, I'm very surprised he got that. But he nailed it. Great job on his part. Not getting Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is where Bowser punches and both of the boulders like get destroyed from it.
We got Hardcore coming up on some amount of inside, behind the castle, up and around, whatever he wants to do. Let's get.
I believe he's going for inside. Oh nope, he's going for behind right now. Oh, he is going for inside. He didn't get the 6-up. If you don't get the 6-up, you're going for inside the castle because you need the 6-up for behind the castle because you do lava boosts. You don't do any of that when you're going inside the castle. But like I said, this is an incredibly difficult, frustrating skip, especially this far into the run. We're 2 hours into the run right now. This skip, nailing it right there, second try. Super clean, nice job getting it second try. Not that big of a deal, missing it once. Not that big of a time loss.
Beautifully done by Hardcore. Yeah, it's like really you say, at the very least, if you're going to time these like super, super difficult tricks, do them right after a checkpoint. All speedruns should follow that moniker right there. And now Viper, our last one coming in. Again, they're all taking slightly different routes, so I'm not going to say Viper is necessarily behind Hardcore and Claire. They've all 4 been playing well. And he definitely has some time to save on both Claire and Hardcore for sure here on this level. Going for the 6-up right now. Again, give him that amount of health, so probably going to be going for behind the castle.
Which is the quote-unquote easier method, but that's not saying much considering how obscenely difficult inside the castle is. So saying an easier method is like saying like that breathing is required for life. But as you can see, getting onto this platform right here, going around slope, spinning to get the wall jump, and he's going to be going on this super precise seam that if you go too far back, you fall. If you go too close to the castle, you actually soft lock and you like freeze in the air. But he gets it first try. Nice job. That's actually really cool. We got to see all methods of that skip.
Yeah, we truly
between all the runners. So that's really cool. Claire and HeyThereImDad's comment. We saw this earlier. Let's see if she can get the yeet. The yeet's always fun.
while we're building up to the E, we'll just enjoy the look of it. Dad, we need to give it over to you for more donations. I want to hear about that Resident Evil Village DLC by 7 Ray, making sure that gets in. Do we have some hot donations? And what's the update on the Trekker?
Well, let me give you that update, Spike. We are currently sitting just a bit over $66,000 that we need to raise for that, so we've still got a lot of work to do. This particular run that we're watching right now, 3-hour, 10-minute estimate, we're about 3 hours and 10 minutes away from that Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose run, but we need to fill it first in chat. This is your speed run that we need you all to work on now. Up until that point, we've got about 3 hours until we need to meet that goal. So let's get that rolling. We've got some donations just for that. $25 from Opposed Crow that said, doing my part to make sure we get more AGDQ. Let's go. And then $50 from One True Gerbot that says, loving this Mario race with excellent gameplay and commentary. Glad I can donate during this run and contribute to a bonus game goal. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Keep making it happen, chat. Every year, twice a year, y'all impress the ever-living heck out of me. I appreciate the generosity coming in. And I'm sure Jay appreciates almost being done with this first planet. This first planet is a nightmare for this level. Yeah, Space Storm right here. Just a lot of different cycles you got to catch there. Yep.
Shooting movement here. And now we just gotta trace the bomb back here. Kind of let them follow us. Luckily, we're not doing the letter variant, which is, oh boy, Space Storm letter. As any 120 or 242 runner knows, is a slight bit of a nightmare to go fast in. But we don't have to do it. We're just zooming on by, long jumping this planet. Then we're introducing these pole stars, which we just grab with the thing. Pole stars are actually incredibly difficult to optimize, just due to their nature of like having to grab them with the cursor. But super clean from Jay, able to just move right on in.
Yep, very nicely done, knocking out one of the trickier stars of World 5 right there at the start. Again, that first planet, just it always seems like the cycles are just never going to be where you need them to be, even if you're able to pause some of the electricity gates and whatnot. Looking like our players, by and large, finishing up Bowser in World 4, just kind of clean up some more stars along the way. And then your routing can kind of go in any direction you want here in World 5, beating that first star, giving you access to all of the other levels right away.
Right here, we're seeing Claire do her revisit, starting with Gobblegut Refight, which is just Fire Flotilla 1, which we saw around an hour and a half ago. But just the fight itself, which is probably definitely the hardest part of it. While we see Jay heading to Space Storm 2. Space Storm 2 is a very, very tricky level when you're first on in this game. Starting off with just getting to the pole star, honestly, or the launch star is really difficult for no reason at all. But what we're going to be doing here, changing the camera for cycles, as we say, but we're supposed to be going right, we're going left. Getting onto this platform, long jumping off of this, you can just skip right up it. It's really great. Right here, changing it into a triple jump to wall jump off of the swamp, getting the momentum from the swamp vertically. We're supposed to be skipping time. We're not doing that. We're landing on this platform, doing a cheeky little triple jump right to the star. He's at the top of Top Man's Tower. And that's how you get to the top of Top Man's Tower.
Sit there and tell me Mario Galaxy movement isn't just so cool. I love the optimization right there. Love the getting launched off of the thwomp. And then the triple jump directly into the star. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
I said this at the beginning of the run, and I'm going to continue to say it until the day I die. But Galaxy 2, and just Galaxy 1 movement as well, but I'm personally biased to Galaxy 2. That's a different discussion. The most underrated movement, the most underrated speed game in the history of speed running. And I will highly encourage all of you to get into it, to make sure you follow all 4 of these runners. HardcoreGaming 07, Jay, MutantsAbyss, SuperViperT302, all of them doing some incredible stuff with their incredibly amazing speedrunning careers, and just some incredible stuff in their incredibly amazing lives. Love them all to death. Make sure you all check them all out. And also, I'd be remiss not to mention, once again, my co-commentator here, spikevegeta. This man can do it all. There's nothing this man hasn't done. Go follow him.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Some awesome optimization right there from Hardcore Gaming, able to survive it out with the 1 health left on it. Yeah, that, like you said, Rox, that pole star optimization is very difficult to pull off. Ooh, SuperViperT going
sure.
for just the single jump right there. And I love them going as soon as they can, knowing the kind of grab radius of the launch star right there, maximizing how far away they can be before being able to utilize it. Jay here doing the other of the two little chimp challenges right here. Now he's got to get 600 points. It's the exact same thing.
Big step up.
100 points.
Enormous step up. Yeah, so take your guesses. As always, I'm going 690, but with 2V, you can get over 800, which is actually insane. But you saw him do some cool moves to actually get into the pipe. Usually what you have to do is like take the super slow, like long platform all the way around and like not go into launch start. We can just use the cloud flower up and just yeet ourselves all the way over. He got 1,000? What?
I was gonna say he got 1,000 as world record. I was like, I think he put the gamer jorts on. He wanted to show it here. So it's cool, the sort of stuff you can do right there with 2-player. Again, not saving any time, but it looks swag. Now let's focus on Hardcore right now, making his climb up. Again, they want you to like hit a switch and pause time and whatnot. Instead, he's going to get launched up right here. Ooh, the good recovery. Ooh, really now clean. Into the triple jump. Yeah, beautifully
right in
done
there.
By Hardcore.
Backing up that star like Hardcore just did is so difficult because once you miss that first thwomp backflip, the cycles are all over the place. But being able to back it up super cleanly, he did like a delayed spin into a wall jump. There's so much more than meets the eye. So much more than meets the eye when it comes to these Galaxy games. And it would be remiss not to mention how incredible these runners are. However, right now, Jay is in probably, in my opinion, might be the hardest star of the run. This is Shiverburn 1 right here, grabbing the cloud flower up. We're going backwards. Where is he going? Using the cloud boosted long jumps to all the way over there. You see that planet down there? That's our goal end area right there. Boom, right in there, doing the ground pound, landing right over it. Not done yet, though. He needs to make sure he doesn't, like, die, which is very difficult in this section when you're going backwards. Getting the Comet Medal, heading back into the launch star. Not over yet, though, because right here, this section, we're going to see some camera manipulations, as we've said multiple times. If it's not on screen, it's not an existing being. So, changing the camera a little bit so the ice that falls over here falls off a little earlier, making our landing very safe, not having to grab the 6 up, and we have 3 health, heading into the Prince Picante fight, and this fight, oh boy. This fight is an interesting one. 2P makes it easier, but this fight is known to be a troll to many speedruns due to one strat, as we like to call the Gigatrad strat, which I'll point it out when it happens, coming up right here. Basically, what Prince Picante does is that he shoots these little green mounts you have to hit back at him. And right here, he's going to spew a bunch in the air. Jay's going to triple jump into it and nails the strat right there. That takes up so much RNG because it means you can hit the second of the coconuts. Boom, right there. And another thing you can do with 2P is grab the coconut, alley-oop it over to you, and use Mario to spike it Mario volleyball style. Right into Prince Picante. Incredibly clean stuff from Jay right there, making one of the hardest stars look easy.
Good God, the 2-player, the all-star point guard play right there, throwing it up in the air. We already made, he's like a soccer fan or something. There's probably some soccer adage I could make. I'm sorry, Jay, I don't watch soccer, I don't know how it works. But just amazing teamwork right there from the 1 and the 2 players to find that melon and slam it right into the boss's face. Beautiful stuff.
Exactly. Call it Mario Hoops 2-on-2. Mario and his little Luma friend versus the big cabbage boss.
I was like, I feel like that was like a 2v1. I was like, it's actually not as impressive.
Well,
now making their way through. What? Are we going to question it?
I don't know. I feel like having a giant car with wheels that can shoot fire at you is pretty unfair. I feel like that's a fair battle.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Dad, give me some donations. I want to raise the total. Let's keep going.
Absolutely. So, chat is doing their part, working on speed running our way to Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose. Again, only about 3 hours to do that, so let's get some donations in that manner. So we've got $50 from Jeff that says AGDQ is one of the big things getting me and many others through this week, so why not add a little more speedy goodness to our week together? I couldn't agree more. We've got $25 from Weasel of Death, who is making good on our imitation, so $25 more dues. It's a me, Mario. I'm sorry. It's me, Mario.
No, I actually like the super chill. Like, hey, it's
just me, Mario. Whatever.
That's it.
Now
That's
let's focus over Rocks. Let's talk about Boo Moon 1 that Jay's doing right now.
Oh, Boo Moon 1? You mean Boo Moon Secret? Because, oh wait, is Jay doing Boo Moon 1? Jay is doing Boo Moon 1 skip. So Boo Moon 1 skip, right here, found by Nemi in 2015. Basically, you unlock the next like little ramp thing to change the gravity of the wall, go all the way back, so you get that gravity from the little snake block things, long jump, do a gravity change into the star, skipping a decent amount of time. That was found by Nemi43 back in 2015, and my goodness, it would be absolutely criminal to not mention Nemi during a marathon run of Galaxy 2. What Nemi has done for this game from, what, when this game came out? 2010 to he's like quote-unquote retirement in 2020 is absolutely absurd. He was the first person to ever break the sub 3-hour barrier in the 80% category. He found so many strats, just the Boo Moon 1 skip that you just saw, and he also found what we like to call the remount in perfect run, optimizing so many ILs to such a degree that you wouldn't think is humanly possible. I need to give a huge shout out to Nemi43 for bringing this game where it is today. We wouldn't be anywhere close to where we are without him.
Absolutely. I always kind of viewed him as the original legend of Super Mario Galaxy 2 speedrunning.
Absolutely.
There was a long time where Nemi had the record by it felt like close to 10 minutes over the next closest people. It took a while. He was so far ahead of his time in this game. Found so many things, still was finding stuff. And now we finally got a community of people that have really caught up and pushed this game even further.
Oh, for sure. Another person I have to shout out throughout the history of Galaxy 2 is Valu, of course, Valu111, who optimized the longer categories, 242 and 120 categories. He had a record in that category for, I think, 4 years straight before Claire was the first one to beat him. But he was also incredibly far ahead of his time. He was the one who actually found the quote-unquote consistent setup for rock jumps as well. Absolutely insane gamer, can do some incredible stuff to whatever he puts his mind to it. Jay's in Upside Dizzy 1 right now, having a little bit of trouble. Usually we don't have to hit the switch, but he hit that Paragoomba to usually bounce off into the pipe with. But, not too big of a time loss. But right here, this last section is actually incredibly difficult to optimize. There's a bunch of cycles. There's a bunch of these flippy floppy dudes who I absolutely despise. Anyone who's played Battle Belt will know that those flippy floppy dudes are unfortunate to come across in your ways. But little tiny bit of slow downage there, but still incredibly clean, making it through it all right. While Claire finishes up Sugar and 1 and Hardcore nails Boo Moon 1 skip.
Yeah, just a lot of gaming going on all over your screen right now, gamers. If you are loving this, make sure you throw down and donate, supporting the Prevent Cancer Foundation, getting that number for AGDQ 2023 higher and higher. See as far as we can go, as these runners are going even further beyond. Their paces are nuts. Super, super fun run to watch.
Oh, for sure. It might be long, but is it entertaining? It's just difficult strat after difficult strat after difficult strat after difficult strat. And honestly, the length kind of helps it. You get so many different breaks between the strats.
You need those mental breaks sometimes because there's so many big. It's like you said, this game, it's punishing more than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So many of the skips, you miss them. That's at least 20 seconds down the drain, which is killer in a run like this. Again, Jay, just about a month ago, getting the world record by 3 seconds. So if you think all this is, we're making a big deal out of a handful of seconds all over the place. They all matter. Every single one of them.
And that's 3 seconds with using Chinese text, 2 players, and Sorbetti skip, which the previous record did not use. And shouts to the previous world record holder, Goryuya, who was first an incredible Super Mario Odyssey runner, has a 58, moved on to G2, and pushed this game way further than we ever thought possible. He took the record down from, I believe, 258 to a 254, along with Doopsy. Shouts to Doopsy. They are also another incredible runner. Has a 255 former world record holder in this game. Now grinding Celeste, and is an incredibly good Celeste Super Paper Mario runner. they're one of those runners who, if they pick up the controller of your game, be ready to see some rapid improvement. Shouts to Not_Doopsy and Gorguya as well. They're also incredible former Galaxy 2 runners.
Focusing on hardcore, let's see if he can get this Paragoomba jump right here. Yep, barely able to slip by, bounce off of it, and get up. And now we're going into this last room. You were talking about it, Rocks. This is such a hard room to optimize because obviously every time the gravity flips, it also flips your momentum down with it. Beautiful triple jump to slip in there, grab that Comet Medal on the way up, and now going to try to make
barely jumping over.
Try to set up. Oh, the same sort of thing happened. The controls reversed right there.
So this is a thing that can happen when you're in a gravity switch situation. If you're not holding neutral and you're just holding a direction, your controls will actually reverse. I'm not entirely sure why it happens. I don't know if anyone knows why it happens. But if you don't hold neutral when the gravity reverses, sometimes they'll just go in the wrong direction. It's really common in Galaxy 1 in the freeze flame skating levels. Where you're like fighting cosmic clones and you switch to gravity. If you're holding a direction, you'll just go backwards off the edge, which is never fun. But it doesn't happen too much in Galaxy 2, but that is one of the few occurrences it can happen in.
Now we've got Jay here in Boo Moon's Secret. For a long time, this was the only star that was done in any percent. Because as you can see, you've got a little bit of this auto scroll. They'll be able to grab the Comet Medal that they skipped by earlier. And then there's just one star that's just a little bit of jerk design, placing it right out over the middle of the swamp. You can just jump out to it. That camera angle is very, very awkward where you have to hold the stick. But Jay
that
able
is
to pick it up. We are dealing with veterans right here.
Absolutely. That is unironically one of the scariest stars in the game, because if you miss it, you're going back miles. Or kilometers if you're from a different country.
Yeah, whatever works
you're
for
going
you.
back. Whatever works for you, whatever unit you use. But yeah, you don't want to miss that star. Otherwise, you're losing approximately a year and a half.
Love that little triple jump strat there at the end of right side down.
Upside dizzy.
Or was it, which one's one's right side down, which one's this? Upside dizzy?
Yeah, upside
dizzy. Yeah, that's right. Love that little triple jump to basically skip out on having to wait for the gravity flip back right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Upside dizzy is one of those coolest stars to optimize. It's another one of those stars though, where you'll just IL it over and over and over and over, and you'll never feel like it's optimized. However,
got Jay here going into another Rainbow Romp star. Again, it's one where, like, okay, you just got to kill all the enemies, but it's a little more consistent, obviously, than the Rolladillo version of it.
For sure.
Boulder Bowl. But has got to optimize actually utilizing that two-player as much as possible to just clear out enemies as he goes through. Already 24 enemies dead as I just got done saying that sentence. There you go. Boom. They're all dead. And that is with the power of 2P.
Yeah, one of the most actually difficult things to do in that level is shooting out all your starbits. Because you get, just by like, if you're using 2P to, destroy all the enemies, obviously your cursor is going to come across a bunch of starbits. When that happens, they get collected into your inventory. And as we said earlier, we want to shoot out all the starbits. We don't need any because we have the bank toad. And starbits cause text boxes cause time loss. And obviously not what we're going for here. So being able to shoot out all of the starbits there is actually incredibly difficult to do. And right now, talking about incredible difficult things, Hardcore just took a death, unfortunately. That's not what I was going to say, but that's a very unfortunate thing.
It's like, I feel I could smell the mid-sentence transition there for the commentary.
I saw that, I was like, oh, that sucks, because look how far back you go. That is really unfortunate. Not able to get the checkpoint either. That's around 30 seconds, I want to say. Not the end of the world, though. Not at all. But still an unfortunate death for sure. However, as I was going to say, very difficult level. We've got Boom Bunker. This is the next Bowser Jr. level, the boss of World 5. What we're going to do is attract this bullet bill, bring it...
I think we're possibly having some internet issues for Rocks right now as we try to get that figured out. I think he's trying to
attract this bullet bill.
But yeah, just a lot of optimized shots right here. Oh, shut up.
all the way over to this kid.
Yeah, you're cutting out right now. I don't know if you can hear me. That is okay. We're going to keep playing through Boom Bunker right here. Again, the second of the Bowser Jr. levels. I guess technically the third. Gobblegut's like his own thing. But this is another one of the hardest bosses to optimize right here. Going to be grabbing this cloud power-up right here. You have to get a couple different refreshes of it and make sure that you can climb very, very quickly to catch the different cycles of when his electricity is down and you can get your damage off. You run into the electricity, you will obviously take damage, but you will also lose that cloud power-up. He's going to be trying to blast out your clouds as well, so you need those super, super quick backflips or side flips into the clouds. Cancel out, you kind of float from them immediately, waiting out for that attack to be done, actually doing some backflips away from it, stalling himself in the air maximum amount to get off that second hit. Now he's got to climb up even higher. Utilizing the wind vent right now to see if he can still make this cycle. Bowser Jr. taken out. Beautiful, perfect fight right there from Jay. He just keeps it going, chat. This man can't keep getting away from this, and by getting away with this, is playing super, super well. As all four of our players are doing, we've seen that from Hardcore as well, able to get rid of all those star bits. Because as we've talked about throughout this run, again, it's little optimizations like this that add up so much over the course of a race like this or a world record attempt. Making sure you get rid of those star bits every time you have to watch the text box pop up. That's 3/4 of a second roughly that you lose to it. So anytime you pick up extra coins, extra star bits, you're losing time in the post star right here. Now, Jay, finishing off getting that. I believe we are back. I believe we have a Rocks in the call with us.
Yeah, my internet was out earlier this morning. I was actually really scared I wasn't going to be able to commentate, but here we are. We're back.
Yeah, we are back, and we are having Jay entering the 6th and final world of the run. Again, there's going to be a little bit of backtracking here and there to pick up various comet medals throughout the end. But again, need to hit that 70-star requirement. As we're making our way over, we've got Hardcore going into Boom Bunker and various other stars being done. Dad, let's hear a few more awesome donations from these awesome donators.
Absolutely, chat. We've got a bit over $65,000 left to reach that Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose bonus game incentive. So we need y'all to start getting a PB and speed running our way to some extra GDQ content, and some of you have. So let's see. We've got $50 from Antha. I'm a simple person. Spike says to donate. If you enjoy the content, I donate because I enjoy the content. Donation goes towards getting that Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose DLC. We've also got $15 from Jordan that says $15 hype train. Haven't seen a full Shadows of Rose speedrun before. Let's hit that incentive and change that.
Heck yeah, gamers, y'all are absolutely killing it, as you always do. Jay with that max distance grab on the Polestar. Again, Rox, you talked about it earlier. Polestars are incredibly difficult to optimize your movement for, so it's not slow floats to each direction. Always maximizing that distance away you can grab the next Polestar and get a lot of momentum to start flinging you away.
Absolutely. The goal of the Polestars is that obviously the pulling you get momentum. You want to preserve that momentum as far as possible to get right into that launch star. Right here, Jay's gonna be doing a bunch of damage boosts, grabbing the 6 up to, increase his health, so we can just damage boost all this way through the section, having to skip, the opposite course you're supposed to go through normally. Using these tornadoes, you can skip a few actually by getting enough height from them to go right into this little swing thing. And at the end of the swing thing, there's the last little section where it's a bunch of mini planets with really weird gravity. Obviously, a bunch of planets right next to each other. There's gonna be some gravity overlap, and we're gonna actually use that to our advantage to long jump all the way, do some little cool flips around some planets, and it looks really cool. So right here, we're gonna be long jumping here, waiting for the cycle, grabbing it, boom, right to the next planet. We don't have to go around, skipping it, hitting it there.
Ooh, Hardcore's up here with Bowser Jr. He's having to stall out as much as possible and getting in there right as the electricity goes down. A little bit of a mistake, but was able to land on the cloud platform below and backed it up pretty quickly. As now we've got Viper entering the Bowser Jr. fight and Claire following right behind. Always scary when you take this cannon blast right here. Got to make sure your timing is good. Missing that obviously feels very, very painful.
Oh, for sure. That is, if you miss that cannon shot, it's not the end of the world because the checkpoint's right there. But still, it's just like, oh man, it's never fun.
Now Claire, our last one, entering the boss fight.
And actually, I believe
still very tight.
I believe this is the point where all of the routes are synced up. So I think we can see a relatively clear idea of who's in the lead and who has a slight amount of catching up to do. As I mentioned earlier, Jay's on an insane run. And an insane run for him is like an insane run for everyone. He's the world record holder. He's absolutely schmoving through this game and heading into one of the most notorious stars, Melty Monster 2. Melty Monster 2 is the use of the rock, but we're not going to be using any rock jumps. We're just going to be rolling and rolling and rolling. And with a very difficult section coming here. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too difficult. But when you get down into the nitty-gritty of it all, there's so many precise little things you can do, and there's so many mini optimizations. What you're going to see a lot is him jumping and shaking. That saves a frame or two, just due to the acceleration of it all. But we're going to be seeing that jumping over gaps, trying to avoid these starbit crystals, because you hit those starbit crystals, the game does like a little bit of a lag frame, just to, like the hit stun animation. But he's going. This is a tight jump you can make. It saves like time, I think. But it also looks cool.
Surely.
But right here, this is the main thing. This saves 3 seconds. This is zigzag skip. Usually, what you do is go fence to fence and bounce back. But you could skip that by just skipping the zigzag. That is incredibly precise because the elevation's flat and you're a rock.
It's and amazing you can go over that gap. Incredible.
I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works. I'm just glad it does because those fences are intriguing to say the least. Multiple times, there's multiple clips of the runner just hitting a fence, going up sideways, just for no reason. It's which is incredibly infuriating, especially this far into a run if you're on good pace. But right here, another difficult level involving the rock mushroom. This is Melty Monster S. We got our good friend the Chimp back at it again, giving us some mini games, giving us a quick star. Today we're going bowling. We all love a good game of bowling. Obviously, the goal is to get 5,000. However, we're going to be doing some skips. Usually these ramps put you in a little bit of a cutscene where they make you stop, kind of like right there. You hit the ramp and it takes you out of rock form when you get out. If you skip that animation by shaking right before you hit the ramp, you can jump off the edge of the ramp and stay in the rock formation doing what Jay is doing right now, which is skipping through the entire thing, skipping it. You see these cycles he has to make? Nah, they're no issue. You're just going. And then finally at the end here, getting that 5,100 so clean. That's a late game run killer for sure. And Jay just made it look like absolute piece of cake.
Yeah, runners optimizing this game, taking a star that normally should, for all intents and purposes, be a break star. Like, oh, you're just bowling down the lane. You get 5,000 points, you're good. Now saying, no, we're going to go 2 lanes at a time. Incredible stuff right there by Jay and all of our runners.
Imagine if you're bowling and you can do bowling 2 frames at a time.
Right? We're speedrunning the game of
like
bowling.
A double you're like a double strike. Like Wii Sports, nah, Super Mario Galaxy 2.
You gotta wait less for the ball to come back up the chute. It makes sense. Modern bowling should pick up what these speedrunners are putting down. My God.
Exactly. The bowling metagame changed when this game was released, for sure. But right here, we have the final Hungry Luma of the run. This is the Flash Black Luma, and this is the main reason that we were like, yeah, we should use Bank Toad, because the alternate path of World 6, if you don't go to Flash Black, contains some of the greatest levels that are incredibly fast. The joke is that they're not fast. It's Battle Belt. Battle Belt is just like a mini planet, like Enemy Rush, which takes a very long time, and it's so slow that we go down this bottom path, which has also really slow levels, just to avoid Battle Belt. Battle Belt sucks.
It's unfortunate. Like, for the most part, the any percent route actually gets to dodge, like, quote-unquote slower stars outside of, like, you know, doing boss fights and whatnot. But then right at the end, at the finish line, they were like, all right, you got to go down one of these two galaxies. Oh, no.
Claire taking it at the very end of Melty Monster. Luckily, she got this checkpoint, so it's not the end of the world. However, that is a really unfortunate death right there. I think that's her first one of the run, too. That's really unfortunate. When you talk about punishing deaths, that is not one you want to take right as a spawn star right in front of it. Oh, that's incredibly unfortunate. Right there, you saw Jay do a little bit of like a Paragoomba bounce. Oh, missed it there. But you can use the Paragoomba you saw in Tall Trunk to get a little bit of height by freezing it with the 2P. And then doing a little yeet off of the momentum of the Pumpkin Goomba. Yoshi going right here into the Silver Star segment. This area is really tricky. It doesn't look that bad, but there's a bunch of small cycles you have to make with this yellow platform that moves, which can be really tricky. And obviously, the gimmick of Flash Black is that every few seconds the screen fades to black, so you can't, see the platforms. But super great job on Jay's part there, making it through all right. Now Hardcore's going for the ramp skips. He's got the first part down easily. Now he's going for the second one right here. The first one's the hardest one. I believe the first one's I think it's a 3-frame jump. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. But I know the first one's the hardest one for sure. So once you get past the hardest one, that's the first one that's the side of relief. But you still got to clutch it out. You still can't make any massive mistakes here. Right here. Only needs 500 more to make it easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. But he made it look easy.
Like, on top of, like, the optimizing the movement you got to get 5,000. You got to knock 50 of these little pins over. And if you miss any of those, it's back to the start of the star. And the chimp has no mercy. He knocks you down dead if you fail that mini game.
Oh, he literally murders you.
He pulls out the Glock, man.
Yeah, he's like, no, I can't beat you.
So now we got Jay going into Slimy Spring. Again, like what I was saying earlier, it's pretty much all fast stars in the run. Right at the end, Galaxy 2 any percent is like, all right, you either need to go through Battle Belt or Slimy Spring. This is the Resident Sleeper star of the run. This is where we just get to chill. Not a ton going on here. There is a swag shot with the shell at the very end. But I think this is a great time as our runners are filling out Melty Molten and whatnot. We've got Hardcore going into Flash Blight. Check out that sexy Yoshi bounce movement there at the end of the first section. Dad, let's read off some more donations to get that Resident Evil Village DLC run into the marathon.
Absolutely. We've just gone under $65,000 needed for that, so we're moving our way there, but still, time is running out. Let's get some donations kind of supporting that as well. So $175 from Lord E-Dubs that says, of course I want that bonus game. Let's extend this GDQ. $25 from Crucio that says, more GDQ, please get that bonus game. And then $50 from Middleman34 saying, really excited for AGDQ this year. Looking forward to that Resident Evil run. Let's hit that incentive.
Hit me with a few more as we're going through. Slimy Spring is long.
I've got a few more for you. $10 from Later S2 that says, hey guys, my daughter and I are so psyched for another GDQ. Let's get a $10 train rolling for that Resident Evil Village Shadows of Rose. Good luck to all the runners, and thanks to everyone making the event possible. Hype! $10.
Let's focus real quick on Hardcore as he comes up here, and then I'll let you read off just a couple more right there. Love this optimization. Going to yeet himself off of Yoshi right here, backflip off, grab this comment, land right back on Yoshi, and go for another one eating off of, again, backwards momentum. It's so fast. It's so cool. That was cool. Thank you, Hardcore. I appreciate that. And then down to Jay as he pops out, he eats, he throws the shell. You only get that one shell. If you miss it, you lose the run. No, there's a backup shell right next to it. That's funny. Anyways, Dad, give me two more donations.
Absolutely. $50 from Wandering Stars that says, spin to win. And then $50 from Rampart Bird that simply says, ha! Yeah! Woohoo!
Woohoo! Love y'all so much for all the donations supporting a great cause here today and all throughout the week.
Absolutely.
I think once again, unfortunately, we're dealing with some internet issues. Unfortunately, on Rox's side. Yeah, thank y'all so much for the donations. We've got actually Super Viper actually going for a little bit of a different route right here. Actually just uses Mario straight up, skipping out on the blimp. I'm not sure if that was a backup or it was just what he did right there, but either way, it was kind of cool, utilizing some creativity right there. Now kicking off the wall after getting that Comet Medal, and now going to bounce off of getting that momentum. And oh my gosh, the ground pound right before going into the spikes right there. Not sure if that was an option play or just a cool play. It was very cool. Either way, I liked it. Now we got Jay going into another one of our new stars. This is another one of the slowest galaxies in the game. We've got the Ruins, Throwback, Click Clock, something. I forget what it's called. It's one of the stars in the game. It's one of the galaxies. It's great. And it's mostly got very, very long, slow stars in it. The best we can do, because we have to get through this kind of linear path to get through World 6, just going along the path of the worlds, is we need to get 30 coins here, which you're going to be seeing a lot of optimization of utilizing the two-player strats to grab coins as he goes along, eventually trying to get up to this box where you can get up close to 30 and grab another 1 or 2 along the way. 30 dropping down, and this brings him to a little kind of secret planet with this 30 coin Hungry Luma. They can do a simple little triple jump, kick off the wall, and snag a star, just so we can get past this slower stage and get to Super Mario 64. I bet y'all didn't know Super Mario 64 was in the marathon. It's coming up in this game. I don't want to misrepresent what the schedule is going to be. People are like, what? I haven't read it on the schedule. Got Hardcore about halfway through Slimy Spring right now. Again, like Rox was alluding to earlier, all the routes now starting at the beginning of World 6 should be basically lined up. So we do see Jay with a good star and a half lead right now. Again, 62 stars and has to find 8 more to get over to Bowser. Hardcore about half of a Slimy Spring star ahead of Super Viper. And then we got Claire breaking off the route just a little bit, going over and taking care of her. Is it Throwback Ruins? Does anyone does Chad have game facts open? What is the name of this stupid galaxy?
Clockwork Ruins?
Clockwork Ruins! There it is! Rox is back.
I'm back. I'm back to save the day.
Ready to cover for my inefficiencies of knowing the names of the galaxies in this game.
As Chad said earlier, the chip did get me. So.
Oh, no. That darn chimp. He didn't like how you bowled for him. And here we are, Chad Jay, going into the Throwback Galaxy. We're in Womp's Fortress, the classic doodly doodly doo 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 doo. You know how it goes. Coming over here to grab what we think is a star, but actually no. It's going to be a Comet Medal. And they're going to try to do some like super tricky movement to actually get up from here. A little bit of a wall kick, a double wall kick, beautifully executed there by Jay. Now going to try to take out the Thwomp. You know, if you jump and you ground pound, you can phase through it. I'm just kidding. This is a newer game. It's better made. Jumping down into take on the Giga Thwomp, the Thwomp King. Claire going to be going for her triple jump right here. Actually setting up for a backflip instead. Well done. Owls. We're popping off, chat. It's true. I haven't seen an owl once today.
Spike, this is a good time for a few donations.
Yeah, I think this is a good time. Yeah, fill it in as we're taking out the Thwomp King.
All right, $25 from SinSpitterX. It says, been watching and donating to GDQ events since 2012, but this last year was the very first time our family was affected by multiple cancer diagnoses within weeks. Thankfully, due to early detections, things have turned out good and things are looking great. So donating this time feels extra important and special. Much love to everyone involved making AGDQ 2023 happen less than 3. And thank you to PCF once more for all the work that they do.
Yeah, let's get in 1 or 2 more as we are finishing up covering each other's steps. Again, we're in the home stretch, chat, looking for that last about 10 stars for each of our players to make their way to Bowser, save Princess Peach, and the entirety of the galaxy. Dad, you got a couple more for me?
Yep, home stretch. So the train is going to be coming into the station soon on this bonus game, Resident Evil Village Shadow of the Rose, which we just have a little bit over $64,000, but $15 from Bane Keikyo that says, did I hear $15 train? Let's get that Rosie run of Resi DLC real quickaroony.
Let's hear it, chat. I want to see big fan of the Resident Evil series. I want maximum Resident Evil tonight. Let's keep it going, keep it going. Incredibly difficult platforming, just very awkward, easy to do little spin bonks right there, but Claire able to make it work, take out the Thwomp, make her way down to the Thwomp King as well. Got some Clockwork Ruins love going on here. And you're noticing right now, we basically have unlocked the path to Bowser. We just need the 70 stars to get there. So you're going to see this kind of end of the route for all 4 of our players being just a lot of Comet Medal stars you're going to go for. The exception of Jay right now going into Throwback 2. It's got this little back section here, a little remiss of Super Mario 64 DS, actually. Dropping down, getting that first of these silver stars. Barely not getting thwomped right there. And then doing that, again, that beautiful cloud-based long jump to launch yourself over to that back star. Gonna be doing a couple more of those to get a ton of height right here. Doing a spin, then delay into a long jump, into another one. Going for the diagonal to get back to the cloud. Ooh, actually gonna go straight forward. Had the cycle there on the platform. Doing those sexy, sexy side flips. Grabbing his 5th silver star and gonna ground pound directly into that sucker. Hardcore trying to go for that double wall kick as well, falling down. Again, a lot of times what both Galaxy 1 and 2 will do, if you try to do a spin too close to a wall, which they're in this like very cramped little space right there, if you try to do a spin too close to the wall, it'll actually effectively give you what I call a spin bonk, and you just kind of lose all momentum and you can fall straight down. So that's actually, it doesn't look like there's that much going on there. Very, very difficult to make that work in that tight of a space. Got our runners. We got Jay right now going back to Gravity Gauntlet. If you thought that skip earlier looked super hard, the inside the castle, basically just doing the exact same thing again and gonna try to just hole-in-one it directly into the star back here. Got a speedrun variation on the star. Won't need ideally that much time though if he's able to nail the skip. Going here, going over the movement a little bit. I love this triple jump optimization right here to effectively flip yourself into the next piece of gravity section of the level. Now making his way up. Gonna be going for another fun triple jump right here. Ooh, actually taking a little bit of a damage boost. Gonna have to pick up another coin. Oh wait, no, his version, he doesn't do it. I'm making stuff up. Again, I told you all this, chat. I just make stuff up when I do commentary. Call it out, make it all comedy. Gonna be jumping back, getting that 3-frame kick, and now just looking for the star. Bam! We weren't able to see it. He wasn't able to see it, but he knew roughly where to go, and that's another star in the bag. Jay is absolutely on a nutty pace right now.
Are we back?
6 or 7 stars. We're back, Rox. I'm just talking the whole time.
Well, hey, that's what we need. We need someone to fill in the gaps. My internet is not being my best friend right now, but we got 20 minutes. We're so close to the finish. We just gotta pull it through. We're almost there.
Come on,
Xfinity. Come on, Xfinity.
oh, I know that pain. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really not great right now. Anyway, anything happened while I was gone?
Oh, nothing really. I mean, Jay hit the inside the castle again. So,
of course he would.
He's 5 stars from going to Bowser. That's pretty cool. All of our other runners are doing super well as well. Here, anywhere between 62 and 64 stars apiece. Still an incredibly close race all around, especially for how long this run is.
Oh, sure.
Newest star we see on screen is Jay doing the little Yoshi Dash Pepper purple coin star here. Probably one of the more straightforward ones. The biggest thing is just you only need 100. There's like 150 purples on this level. So he's going to get all of this group of coins, and then he's just going to cut loose and cut out this entire middle bit of it.
Oh yeah, it's this entire middle bit. This saves like 2 seconds. But if you go too late on this grab, then obviously you're missing some coins. You gotta go back and get some, and that's not fun. Having to do the loop-de-loop all the way around.
Yeah, all of our players just building up those Comet Stars. That's why this end of the game is going to go pretty quickly, chat. Don't blink or you're going to miss it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little long jump launch from Hardcore, getting on top here. Then going to ground pound through. Can he nail it? Can he hole in one it? Can we get to the star?
Ooh, looks a little too far to the right. Oh, wait, he didn't even start the ground pound yet.
There it is.
Nails it. Absolutely nails it. All right. You can see Jay. He's like, please, 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 please. Because he knows.
There's a lot on the line.
He's on an insane pace. Little bit of a Jay update. He's ahead of record. Shh, don't tell anyone. This is a secret between you and me, chat.
He totally can't hear us in the call.
He can't. He's not in the call with us right now.
Got it. Oh,
this
no,
Jay.
he shook his head.
Jay is not in the room. Is this Jay in the room with you right now?
Jay, shake your head if you can't hear us. We just gotta make sure.
I know he knows. I know he knows. You can see his way, the way he's looking at it. Oh, Viper taking an unfortunate death here. Having to restart throwback 2. It's really unfortunate stuff.
Try real quick for me, just refresh his feed.
Oh yeah, he's like 30 seconds behind. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Viper.
Man, Viper having a tough time in World 2. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Oh wait, he's back. Anyway, Jay it through Chopper's Comet. Hardcore getting first try inside the castle. That is the Hardcore Gaming we are talking about in his name. Oh my god!
No.
Oh my god!
Go, Hardcore!
That was incredible!
I would have died and cried. My man gamed out of his mind.
Holy crap. This is the insanity known as Galaxy 2. The ability to back up, to improvise, to adapt, to overcome. Oh my goodness. That was some incredible stuff there from Hardcore.
Yeah, big highlight right there. Going forward with just the 1 health in the first place. And again, all the movement is blind from there. So anything nicks you back there, anything, that's obviously a problem. But then immediately had no time to react, but just enough time apparently. God, gamers are so good these days. Let's go check out Beat Block Comet right here.
This is one of the most
going at double time.
It's actually quadruple time.
Oh, quadruple it.
Yeah, the stars like beat blocks and double time. Nah, it's quadruple time. It's every little beat right here. This is one of the hardest stars in the run. It's at the very end of the run. Right here, we're taking Yoshi. We're not getting the checkpoint. We don't need it. We might. Hopefully we don't. Oh my god, Jay. Where is he going? You need some incredibly precise angles. These stuff are just moving so fast. You have no time to react. You have to make sure your angles are precise, pristine. Taking a little safe here. That was really smart. Didn't want to risk it. Sometimes, like, if you grab the silver star at, like, the same time the block switches, it's like a fun little guessing game. 50-50. Which block is it gonna be? Yellow or green? And, oh no, Hardcore having to do the loop-de-loop. He did this last night, too. I was watching him prep. He did the same thing. Unfortunate. But hey, able to back it up all right. Perfectly fine. Viper nailing gravity gauntlet C-skip. Nice job.
Yeah, super well done. We got to see all sorts of variations on that skip all throughout the day. Masterfully executed by our roster of speedrunners here today. Jay making his way back. He is done with the revisits of the other worlds. Yep, the final
3 stars
set of
left.
Stars.
I did the same hand gesture he did, thinking everyone can see me. There's 3 stars left. Throwback Comet. That's just kind of a repeat of Throwback 2. We're doing a different camera manipulation here. We did camera manipulation in the first one to manipulate the bop. We're doing a different manipulation. And then we have Flash Black Comet, and I'll talk about Flash Black Comet when we get to Flash Black Comet. That is... Oh boy, Jay has a history with Flash Black Comet, but it's alright. It's okay. Because right here... I don't know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, but at the same time, not much going on. It's like, it's a little bit of a calm before the storm right now. In just about every
Do
aspect.
you think this is maybe one of the last good times we're gonna have to possibly
Absolutely.
read off some donations? Let's go.
I think it's time. I think it's time to throw it over for Pops one last time, or maybe not one last time, but another time here.
All right,
Get that
Pops
incentive
here.
met.
Let's do it. We are now just under 64,000 for that bonus game, Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose. So the train is continuing to chug along. So we've got Pitman Lionhouse 08071 with $50. It says, we would like 5 tickets for the $10 train, please. Next stop, Resident Evil Village. Let's go. We've got $15 from Non-Binary Code. It's a me. $15 donate train ticket. Oh, I tried real hard on that one.
I appreciate the effort.
$50 from Red. Hey, Q Chat, did you know that if it's lots and lots and lots of us donate just $5, we would hit the Resident Evil bonus game goal in no time fast? Make sure you choose that incentive when you donate. And then lastly, $15 from Krav. $15 train ticket get. Remember, when you're donating, choose an incentive. Let's get that bonus game Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose met.
Let's hear it, Chad.
Absolutely.
I want a $5 Let's A Go train. I want Dad to have to read off Let's A Go's for like an hour straight to
my.
make sure we get this sucker met. You want to see it tonight. More GDQ is better for the soul. Let's make it happen, gamers.
Better for the
As Jay
soul,
is
better
heading
for
into
the
star number 70 of the 70
yeah.
required. And this one is another nightmare to optimize.
Absolutely. This one has a history of IL records going back and forth and back and forth and back and
Oh no, he was saying it's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. A lot of the optimization here, you got the 2-player swipe right there that you try to take out the enemies. He's going to be shooting the enemies, he wants to say, so that they also get stunned so you can run into them as well, as opposed to having to like slowly spin them or jump on them or anything. There is so much going on to properly clear all of these enemies as quickly as possible. And Jay just slaughtered them. All of them had a family, which is okay because he killed the entire family right there. So they're all gone. 30 enemies out of here. 70 stars in the pocket. Let's go to Bowser. As Hardcore also nails that star right there, nails the beat block comet. So many scary cycles having to make right there. We've got Claire finishing up Slimy Spring. Sure, she got to wake up after that one. Making her way over to the beat block comet as well. Now here we got to give a shout outs to Oddme, one of the greats of 3D Mario speedrunning, where that was actually like a 45-second time save right there that Jay just did. It looked like nothing. Literally just selected the final level from 2 spaces away, skipped over a cutscene on that little single space right there, saving like 45 seconds. Oddme found that forever ago. It's pretty cool. Thank God that was found. It just speeds up the end. And now we go into this absolutely freaking loaded final level of the run, one of the longest, one of the hardest right here. There's so many layers to it. First of all, he has to make sure he doesn't take any damage to these fire bars right now because he wants to have 2 health to go for a double damage boost. I got scared right there. Making his way over. You're supposed to take out these 3 hammer bros instead. Just going to stun one and then long jump out. Damage boost once, damage boost second time. That's going to launch him all the way down here to the end of the level. Picking up a drill, picking up that coin, getting some health back. He's going to want that because now the drill, while he got us through to the end, we need to take damage to lose it so we can have that enhanced movement. Jump over this little bonsai bill launcher with the triple jump. Get all the way to the end. Get that one up because it just feels good. And then make our way into this platforming section right here. You're going to be picking up the cloud suit pretty soon and make sure that you're buffering a lot of your side flips, your long jumps, all that stuff we've been talking about. The launches with the cloud suit. Cute little bounce right there off of the dry bones to make the spacing here a little more optimized. And now again, instantly canceling those out. Going to be keeping one more cloud suit because we're going to be doing one more cloud-based long jump to launch our way to our good friend, Yoshi P. Yoshi. I don't know what his last name is. I never checked up on that. But it doesn't matter because we're in a speed run right now. So we're going to launch ourselves all the way over to him for one of the most iconic skips in Super Mario Galaxy 2 speedrunning. We are going to be going for the Yoshi Infinite Flutter right here to get all the way up incredibly on top of this building. And now we're going to be going all the way to the boss fight. We're going to be trying to go for the yeet off of Yoshi because he will lose all of his momentum after 10 seconds. And Jay is going to be trying to get up on that top shelf. He's going. Does he have the angle? He saved it with the wall kick at the end. Incredible. I'm popping off over here. I need some water as he takes out these 3 switches. My God. Chat, remember to stay hydrated the entire time. You're gonna need it. And now doing one more triple jump to again get as far into that as possible. Jay is praying to the Super Mario Galaxy 2 gods. Please let this happen. He has 6 hits on Bowser and then another 4 hits away, so 10 total hits. It's nuts. Away from something. What will it be? I don't know. Rest of our runners finishing up their Comet Metal stars right now. Hardcore with the yeet off of Yoshi after he took out all the enemies right there, going for the Yoshi variant. We can't see the platform there, so I peed myself a little bit. That was great, because I couldn't see the platform down there. I was like, he probably knows what he's doing. Claire going to be going for her Gravity Gauntlet skip version 2.0. Viper right now making his way to his 70th star right now. It's again, you got Jay for as good as he's playing. Our other runners are right behind him, about to head into the final level themselves. You got Jay right there trying to go for the skip here in the boss fight, was able to get it, delaying that last hit. Now the meteors come right on down. He's got to dodge this fist, slam this right into, ooh, barely got it right there. If that hits the shell, that could have bounced off, but he was able to land the hit. 2 more hits left for Jay. As Hardcore is landing into the final level himself. Claire nailing the Gravity Gauntlet skip right there. Amazing stuff, amazing consistency from these players all throughout the day. He's seeing the same double damage boost from Hardcore right now. The 1, the 2, bringing him all the way to the wall, picking up that drill, picking up that health, as he now has to get rid of that drill himself.
Spike, these Let's Go's are coming in crazy right now.
Dude, we are at the end of the, Hardcore, unbelievable save right now. Chat, keep them coming in. We got to see the end of this speedrun race right now, in particular over on Jay's side. Just defeated Bowser. Bowser's dead. He's never coming back. If he's able to get this star, he will get world record by 2 minutes. Can he pull it off right here? Getting that last sip of water, staying hydrated. Reminder to stay hydrated, chat. Hardcore only at the 1 health, had to wait on that bullet bill right there, then able to pick up another piece of health. Gonna be trying to do the same thing where he's gonna try to hold a cloud as long as he can and go down for another one. Oh, unfortunately, Bowser's back. He lied to us. He had one last trick up his sleeve. Jay has got to get 4 more hits off on the final phase of Bowser right here. Gonna try to get these meteorites landed on him as quickly as possible. There's 1 from long distance. He's got 3 left to go, chat. 1 more down the face. These long distance shots are not easy. Very easy to lose this pace right here. 1 hit left. Unbelievable here on the GDQ stage. Jay is popping off. I don't know the pace well enough. I'm sure we got some people in chat who know what's happening. Jay, did Jay just get world record? Did Jay just get the world record in Super Mario Galaxy 2 any percent on the stage? Huh? Waiting on this cutscene, Peach is making sure she wants to ruin the pace. She's going to waste as much time as possible. Chat, raise your hands to the sky. We need no power outage right now.
Just give us your let's-a-goes.
Give us your let's-a-goes. I want to hear those donations coming in. Bam! That is an official world record in Super Mario Galaxy 2. 80% here at AGDQ 2023 online. Unbelievable right there by Jay. But now let's quickly shift our attention. We've got 3 more amazing runners also taking on this game right now. We got Super Viper. Let's focus on him right now, as he also is going to try to go for the top shelf. He is going for the Yoshi Infinite Flutter to get up on top of this wall. Try to go for the 2-piece combo meal. Up on top, resetting himself up. Lining it up, trying to get that correct angle, and now trying to skip over this entire section right here. A lot of auto scrolling, but we don't want that because we're speedrunners. Backflipping off of him. Backflipping. Oh, is that going to make it? That's barely onto the top shelf. Amazing stuff. Super, super well done there by Super Viper. I want everyone, I know we're popping off about that world record by Jay. All 4 of these runners have been killing it all night long. Make sure to not forget that. Claire picking up her 70th star there in Flash Black. Well done in that stage. She'll be joining our runners over here in the final stage as well. Hardcore just a little bit ahead of Super Viper. Again, Hardcore top 5 category owner for speed. You know what I'm saying? In Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, all over the board, showcasing his skills today. Some incredible saves, high-level strats. Claire pulling off that cutscene skip as well. Bowser popping out. He has got 4 more hits on Bowser. Just got the last phase left for him. As we get these last couple of hits, as Claire is getting to the more difficult parts of the stage. Dad, go ahead and give me 2 quick donations, as Claire's going to be going for this double damage boost.
How about a speedrun 3 for you? We got $50 from Knob that says, let's-a go. And then $25 from Valthis that says, let's-a go. And then $50 from James that, guess what, says, let's-a go.
Let's-a go, gamers. Absolutely killing it all night. Y'all can't be stopped. Don't let them stop you. Now let's focus over on Hardcore, as he is going for his last couple of hits. Trying to secure his finish time as well, coming in here. Trying to secure that 2nd place in AGDQ 2023. Not even landing on the meteorite right there. Just ground pounding from up mid-air. That's incredible. All right, Hardcore got cheated. Can we all just agree on that right now? That went through Bowser's hip. That went through the fanny pack. What happened there? I don't know. I'm gonna focus now, bring the attention down to Claire, as she is doing this climb right here with the cloud suit. Again, Claire, an incredible runner of the 3D Mario games, one of the best 602 runners in the world, which is 100%ing all of the 3D Marios from that specific era. Mario 64, Sunshine, the Galaxy games. Showcasing her skills tonight. Now going to be making her way over to Yoshi. We've had 3 for 3 runners get to the top shelf all the way. This Yoshi Flutter is incredibly difficult. It was one of the first kind of big iconic skips found in this game. It's amazing you're able to do this. She's going a little bit further up on the wall, getting that first piece of it. One thing about Claire's play tonight, been very, very quick in her flutter setups. Real quick, over to Hardcore. Gonna be coming up on top for him. Time for Hardcore. And Claire right there, getting to bring some of Yoshi with her. Very, very fast climb to get up to the top shelf. Super, super well done. And now Super Viper going into his final phase with Bowser. 4 more hits. I want to hear some let's-a goes. Dad, bring them in, bring them in.
Absolutely. Guiltless, $5. Let's-a go. And then $5 from Let's-a go that says, let's-a go. $20 from Straza that says, let's go for the $5 train and the $15 ticket. And then $100 from Pank that says, awesome race and an amazing event. Let's go, Jay.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you all so much. Just keep them coming. Keep them coming. You got a little bit of time after this. We're still going to get that Resident Evil Village run into the marathon. As Super Viper finishes off Bowser, now he's dead. He's never coming back. There's no way. This was the end of the Mario timeline right there. He's gone, waiting on his cutscene. So let's put our gameplay focus back over on Claire and get all 4 of our amazing Galaxy 2 runners across the finish line as she is taking on Bowser. And he is punching this rock. Again, gonna be right here. She's actually delaying this hit until he's about to go into his next attack. That slams him in the face. Not going for the immediate hit because that skips out on the attack animation right there, and she's able to go straight to the next meteorite phase. Get ready for time here on Super Viper. Big GG's time for Super Viper. Incredible work. 3 down, 1 to go, everyone. Now, here's the thing. We're all popping off. Claire's going to find the final phase skip. We're going to touch this Grand Star early. How much for someone to find that right now? I'll give you, you know what, chat? $5 bounty. I'll give someone $5 if they find a way to touch this Grand Star early. That would be incredible. Jay who? World record on the way. Easy. Also want to give a big shout outs, chat. Anybody who maybe is coming here at the end. Big shout outs to Rox, who has internet, we're pretty sure. And absolutely killing it on commentary all throughout the night. He actually knew what this game was. I'm making stuff up. Claire knocking Bowser down. He's dead. Again. Big dubs. Dad hit me with like 5 more donations as we're building up to our final time of the race.
Absolutely. $15 from Mamma Mia that says, let's go. And then $10 from Kibble that says, let's a rose. That's right. And we are just below $61,000 needed for that bonus game, Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose. So chat, y'all have been absolutely on it here the past bit. So let's keep that going. And then $71 from Brian S. I liked the idea of $1 per star.
Yo, chat, that's 71 stars. 71 times 4, that's like 284. Keep them coming in. Let's have a $284 train for those who can afford it, but at least do like a $28-ish. 28, round it up to 29. It's all for charity. It's all for a good cause. Keep them coming. Dad, you got some more for me as we hit these last few hits on Bowser?
Sure do. $15 from Patient Zero that says, let's go. Love me some Resident Evil. More games means more GDQ. Let's get it, chat. And then we've also got $50 from Surreptitious Sneak. Any race with Spike on the couch is a thing I want to see. Thank you so much to the runner, the couch, the commentators, and everyone else that is behind the scenes making this amazing event work. Keep up the amazing work, everyone. And don't forget to hydrate.
Yes, please hydrate. I'm going to do that again. There it is, Claire, with the final hits on Bowser. I still feel like Hardcore got cheated back there. It went through the dude's fanny pack. What happened? Oh. Coming down here. We got 2 more donations, Dad, before our final time. 2 quick ones.
Yep, we've got $50 from Anonymous saying, thank you for all the runners, organizers, and viewers for holding this amazing event for so many years. Many more to come. Then we got $100
time. All right, and yeah, and now read the donation. Go for it, go for it.
$100 from Cal. It's actually just no comment, so thank you so much for that.
Thank you all so much, and thank you to our 4 incredible runners here for that amazing Super Mario Galaxy 2 race, and more importantly, showcase there of all this game has gone through, the history of all the strategies, the 2-player strategies, the incredible amount of skips that have been found in everything, and among these 4 amazing runs, you all just saw the fastest time that this game has ever been completed. Super Mario Galaxy 2, any percent world record, completed at AGDQ 2023 online by Jay. Big dubs. But again, shout outs to all 4 of our runners. Claire, Hardcore, SuperViperT, and Jay. Thank you all so much. Got that big Mario representation right there. GGJ's on the whiteboard. And I want to make sure real quick, Chad, to give a shout outs. If you came in late, I did not solo commentate this. I would not have a voice right now. Massive shout outs to Rox for killing it on commentary for the first 96% of this run. Make sure you go give Rox a follow. He's an incredible speedrunner of all these games. Loves to do the completionist categories. Has worked on stuff like that 602, the 242 of this game, getting all the stars. And massive shout outs to Dad. Thank you, Dad, for all the donations. I'm sure you got a lot more you can still read for us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Spike.
Then heck yeah. Then I think with that, final thoughts. That was super sick to watch. I feel very honored that we all got to sit here and watch that. So that's cool. With that, let's kick it.
All right. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in for that amazing run. What a pleasure it is to see a world record at GDQ. Fantastic run by all of our runners in that race. So we got $100 from Nada that says, my section of the hype train feels a little empty. Let's get some more people in here. With that being said, we're going to be right back. AGDQ will continue momentarily. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. I'm still here. Hey there, I'm Dad. And what an incredible run and race we had for Mario Galaxy 2, any percent. Got a couple more donations because the hype does not stop there. But before those donations, I think you all are aware that we've got this Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose bonus game that needs to be met, and we've got about 2 hours to meet that. And we are just under $60,000 to go. So, chat, it's time to put our speedrunning shoes on and make our way so we can extend GDQ as long as we can with this bonus game. And some folks that are doing that now, $100 from Charmorg. Fitting that the first run I am actually free to watch entirely ends up being a record, and nothing better than Spike's commentary throughout. Congrats to all on a very enjoyable race and on inching closer to 500K on Tuesday. Keep up the hype. And this AGDQ would not be possible without some of our great sponsors, such as Fangamer. So Fangamer is a video game merchandise company that ships worldwide, and the sales of GDQ-specific merch benefits the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Their shop can be found at fangamer.com/GDQ. And I don't know if you've had the opportunity to take a look there yet. I have, and I like to check out what they've got every single Games Done Quick marathon. And well, there's some great clothes. We've got some hoodies, some sweatpants, T-shirts, and even a book on speedrun science, a long guide to short playthroughs. So some very interesting items that you can get there. And again, all the sales of GDQ merch benefit the Prevent Cancer Foundation. $25 from Tajime that says, to the person who's in charge of music, you rock. I couldn't agree more. I want to thank everyone in chat for having me today. Again, my name is HeyThereImDad. It's been a pleasure being your host. I will be signing off now, but we are going to make our way to an interview with Kungfufruitcup. Thank you so much.
Hello. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023. I was trying to look, and this is what I'm looking at right now, is actually where we are at so far on the Shadow of Rose DLC coming up for this Resident Evil run. This is our next bonus run, and so far it looks like we are at 30,000 out of 90,000. Now, we are here today, and hi, I'm Kungfufruitcup. I don't know if I said that. Hello, but we are here today with 7 Ray D, who is getting ready to do this upcoming Shadow of Rose run, and he is going to help explain why you need to see this run. So how's it going, Ray?
It's all good. 2 a.m. drinking my 2 a.m. coffee. Excellent.
Yes, yeah, no problem. I understand it's so late for you, but we're so excited to have you here regardless and want to see this run. It's going to be so good. Now, I want to start with actually a question from social media for you because it's kind of similar to something that I was curious about. But what makes Shadow of Rose an interesting run compared to Vanilla Village? This is from our very own @cart_blowers, Cardi B.
Well, obviously the DLC is going to be a bit shorter compared to the main game. The main game was kind of lengthy. It was like, the main game was 2 hours. It's an hour and a half, and this one will be a lot shorter. So, and on top of that, this DLC actually brought third person. Usually the Resident Evil 7 and 8 has been first person only, but this DLC is only played on third person, which just changes the feel quite a bit. The run itself is actually... So we'll be playing on hardcore difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty again, but the run is kind of like a lot of interesting little optimization, and it's kind of a consistent run overall. Like, and the boss fights are just very execution heavy, and those are obviously always the cool ones.
Right, exactly. I was also curious, based on you said, since this is a hardcore run instead of normal, like what does hardcore add in terms of strats and mechanics and tech over just a normal run?
It's so personally, I've only ran hardcore difficulty.
Oh, okay.
There's two categories for this DLC specifically. It's casual and hardcore. Unfortunately, there isn't any glitches because this newest patch also kind of patched out the out of bounds possibilities. So we couldn't figure out anything like super massive, but there are still like some sequence breaks. But compared to casual, actually hardcore might be a bit easier because the enemies are more consistent on their behavior. On casual, they're just like kind of hard to predict what the basic enemies are doing. But the boss fights are a bit easier on casual.
Interesting. So you would say there's a little less RNG you have to deal with in a way for hardcore?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Like you don't usually think about it that way. You think like, oh, it's so much harder. So how do you have to adjust your strats for that? When in reality, you're getting kind of a little bit of a bonus with enemies being a bit more consistent, which is really cool. Plus you all, listening in, Ray's mentioning that it's more of it's almost like a vanilla style run. And again, with some sequence breaks, but you'll be able to see a lot of what the DLC has to offer, which is going to be really, really cool. Now, I know that this is like not your first Resident Evil game that you've ran as well. Of course, you run Village. You just run the main game. And I've talked to you before about that. And then you've ran other Resident Evil games. Like, what would you say sets Shadow of Rose apart from maybe Village or even other Resident Evil categories? Or just like this game in general? Like, what draws you into this? What keeps you going with this game?
In general, I think I just I like the feeling of all the RE games have their own, like, they feel similar, but kind of like the feeling of just all these games just feels great to play on top of just there are always those, like, some of the sequences of the execution-based stuff is just very fun to perform. Like last year, I did do the Village of Shadows difficulty, which was the hardest one, and all the boss fights are just insanely execution-based. So same thing here. Again, the boss fights are just fun to perform, and yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. I think there is something definitely to be said for just the Resident Evil series in general as like speed games, you could say. And I mean, that's why the community for it's so big. Like, not only is it a popular series, but there's a lot of fun tech throughout the entire series that is interesting and fun and unique. So I guess one more thing that I want to ask about is what is maybe the thing that you are either the most excited about or most nervous about coming up in the run?
I'm just the boss fights, I guess, are just like, I mean, just keep saying at the moment. This run in general is extremely consistent. So I'm currently second place at the leaderboards. I'm half a second off from the world record, but we're like the runs we're running against. There's like 15 seconds of leeway of time saving total in the whole run. So it is like really consistent, and just you have to like micro optimize every single like interaction and movement, and yeah.
Wow. So that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. So then like the boss movement and potential RNG in there could be what, it could go back and forth for you and you never know. Wow, 15 seconds. That is not a lot of time for optimization. So we're going to see this at a super high level. It's going to be really, really cool. This has never been seen before because this is new. This is a new thing. You all, let's get those donations in for Prevent Cancer Foundation. Let's make this happen. I want to see this run, please. Okay, we have already gotten another $1,000, like another $1,500 in, which is amazing. I had to double check for you all. Continue to get those donations in. We have another run and a half coming up for you all to check out, watch, enjoy, and get more donations in for. Let's cheer on Ray and make sure that we get to see this run this evening. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ray, as well, for speaking with me again. It's great to catch up with you. And
you too.
Yeah, of course. And we will see you in the next one. You'll see me for the daily recap. And otherwise, please, I want to talk about this run during the recap. Let's make it happen. All right, we'll see you soon.
Good evening. It's me. It's Cardi B, your best friend, coming to you live from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia for Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. Y'all, I am so happy to be here with you for the next couple of runs and to be here benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Folks, we've raised almost $500,000 so far this week. Almost $500,000, and that's thanks to your LMicenary donations, my GD cuties. And I am confident that we can do so much more. Right now, we're setting up for Jack 2 with Rubik's, and we are now less than $60,000 away from unlocking Resident Evil Shadow of Rose. That's just 2 games from now. 2 games from now, all right? So get your donations in. I know we can do it. I know you want to do it. Don't you want more GDQ? I do. Now, before I read some donations here, because I want to read your donations. You've got a lot coming in. I've had something stuck in my craw a little bit the past 24 hours, friends. You see, last night, fellow host Nicole Goodnight mentioned dipping famous Amos cookies into hot water, which she calls Hot Amos. I also happen to know that another incredible host, Breezeby, likes to eat macaroni and milk. So chat, I want to unlock Resident Evil Shadows of Rose as bad as you do. And I also kind of just want to talk about food crimes. So I want your donations. I want to reach 500K. And I want you to tell me what food crimes you commit on a daily basis. You tell me, get those donations in. Let's unlock Shadow of Rose. Speaking of your donations, we just finished that amazing Mario Galaxy 2 run with the world flipping record. I get to read one of these because I kept one just for me because I wanted to do it. $15 from Furret Turret. Let's went. What does Mario say after the game's over? Fantastic Galaxy 2 runs. Congrats to all runners, and especially Jay for the world record. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's exciting. We've got $50 from Jay Bodner. Donated to call Catchy, that's right, it's Catchy, Char Bunny, and Final Fantasy VII, because a Moogle is basically a bunny, right? We got Final Fantasy VII coming up tomorrow for you, I believe. So you can donate to get those names in. You can also donate to unlock all sorts of other things. Vampire Knight, cutscenes, Dead Space 3. But also, have you mentioned Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose? I don't think I've mentioned it in the last 5 minutes. Can we do that? Resident Evil Village Shadow of Rose? I think we should. Yeah, you definitely want to get your donations in for that. We've got $200 from Ashel V. Awesome games, awesome show, awesome charity, and maybe some developers crying, seeing their games being broken. AGDQ is just the best. Thank you so much, Ashel. I think crying with joy, right? I'm assuming we're crying with joy. We got $100 from Samurai 8, and they just say, choo-choo! I think that train is still rolling in the station, folks. I think it is coming in, and we're going to unlock Shadow of Rose. And you know what? There's something else I want to talk to you about. I know you have spent the last few hours, you're all hyped up, your blood is pumping, you've been traversing an entire galaxy. But now, my friends, it is time to settle down in Haven City. So gather your energy, transform into dark chat, and sit back for Rubik's with Jack 2 any %.